reading these things out. And just
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Pretty
mind
tenfold
sharing it
instance.
public.
oh yeah, actually, yes, you can all read them too. So yeah, take it away. You can jump into the recap.
All right. Solving the puzzle for the elven cache, the party find an old letter containing an elf's sour thoughts on lore facts and some magic items. After deciding to rest near the cache, a meteor has fallen from the sky. Primir, being a bit superstitious, takes it as a sign, since the old letter was towards someone called Starfire, and it seems some star has fallen from the sky. After heading towards the star, the party sees some kind of cat-like dragon called a Philly dragon, also accompanied by some people from Hieta's clan. During the battle, the fire from the meteor was getting closer, and thanks to some quick thinking by Mikhail, the Fader dragon was chasing a focused green light due to its bestial instincts. It finally falls, but Trimir and Carmilla are still in the fire.
Yes. Also, last week I kind of messed up the loot because all the stuff I thought I had prepared, I hadn't, or had mysteriously disappeared from Foundry. But in your character sheet, Trymere, you will notice there's a container there called Elven Cash Box.
I see that. Yeah.
That has everything else that was in there, including the gold that was in there.
Okay. Got it. Ooh, and I see the platinum. Ooh, a lot of stuff.
So I've just put the whole crate there onto your sheet, but so you're not carrying that box around. But you can distribute things from there as you see. And then maybe I'll just use that again if we, because you're usually going to be the one opening these caches. I think
Yeah.
if something horrible happens, try me.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Then with that, we jump right back into things here as we are still in initiative, but we are essentially out of combat because the three guys that are left here, one of them is bleeding badly and running away, and the other two have surrendered. They seem to know Hielte. So you've just all seen the dragon fly through the rolling kind of waves of fire that are coming towards you. As Thalgren, we go to you, and you're pretty sure one of the elves just disappeared there. Who is actually on the other side? It was Trymere and someone else, wasn't it? I just can't see your
No.
token.
Carmilla probably, unless you jumped off. Yeah, Carmilla is there.
Yeah, Trimir and Carmilla. I said so in the recap.
Yeah, I just can't see the token. Is the problem?
He's underneath the giant creature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
above the right eye of the skull.
Cool. Yeah. So, sorry, we go back to you. The sort of wall of fire is moving still, but uh, that is the main like the main part that's spreading is what you can see there on the map. So, what would you like to do?
Is there any fire on the other side of it, or would it not be possible to tell? Like it's just a wave that goes, and then everything on the other side is just like ash or
Yeah,
just burnt, or
yeah, it looks like a sort of a sea of fire in front of you, but you can only see so far into it. You would assume that as soon as the fuel source is gone, it's going to be gone. But you're in the grasslands at the start of autumn. Like this place is going up like a tinderbox. So that is going to be the most dangerous part to move through. But you may be able to navigate the flames on the other side. Like the actual heat of it is going to be intense. but you might be able to avoid actually stepping on fire because there's just going to be burnt grass on the other side. Also, you are standing on the road, and you would know that on the road there will be no more, like, you know that there's fields on either side of you that are burning, but on the road, the actual path is not. Uh, there's not that much fire on the road itself. There's nothing to catch.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I can outrun it.
Where you guys
So
are now, I will say, like, that's something about a controlled forest fire. You can just stand on the road and burn the hell out of whatever's next to you, so long as you're not downwind or uphill from the fire. Like, as long as you're below the fire, you're fine. You guys are kind of on the plane with this, but the road is definitely the safest place to be right now. I'll
well,
say you'll have advantage on any saves you have to make against the wall of fire, if you're on the road.
yeah, I will pull up the pennant we found this session and cover my mouth so I cannot be suffocated. Properly, like properly cover myself with the cloak of protection and get ready to jump through because I don't think I'm outrunning it. And might as well need to make sure that the other two that crash there are not ash. So be ready to jump through.
Okay. Yeah, that's with the preparation. Algren gets ready. Uh, things are not going so great for you. What are you going to do? As you've just crashed the dragon, and you are now surrounded by heat and flames and smoke, and it is heavily obscured the area you are in. But are you also deaf?
No.
Might have not been removed from the.
Yeah, but maybe you didn't save against it. Is the deaf?
But no, she saved.
No. Actually, yeah, I'm deaf.
Really? Are you being sarcastic?
Well, you are in uh, just the plane of hell, but there is a dead dragon under you, so something went slightly right. You've also probably got some fire resistances or something. Well, uh,
No fire resistance.
No.
cold. She's cold.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't need to breathe, so the smoke doesn't really do much.
Yeah, that's true. You can see Trimer's probably going to have a harder time with that, but you can move around. You've got your turn.
I'm not sure what I'm hitting because I cannot move. Like,
There is a hedge to the one side that is, we'll see, is just, you do hit it like a wall, and there's just flames coming from it. You would have to try and push through it. You can make an athletics or an acrobatics check if you want. There is a wall there.
ooh,
Okay, you manage to break through it, and you will see that on the other side there is a small stream of water on the other side here that seems to run down. If you can see it there on the map, the dragon's sort of. You know what? I'm going to move the dragon for now because,
Yeah, it's in the way.
but there is a big
Just know the
ass
corpse is there.
body.
yeah, on the road. Basically like Snorlax in Pokemon.
Yeah, you've got the charred feline corpse of this dragon blocking your path. Uh, yeah, there we go. You should be able to.
Yes.
And you land in that stream that's there, which will negate any of the fire damage you were about to take.
Oh well. Looks like I'm the only survivor.
Where you're standing now is all on fire as well. Just everything north of the wall is still fire. So what? Ending your turn?
Well, if everything is on fire, then the only smart move would be to go back into the river and just run through it, hoping that that at least keeps the fire away. Or yeah,
Yeah, because you don't need to breathe. The smoke isn't a problem. And running through the river, you are not on fire. So yeah, Kamala is good for now. I mean, we are kind of out of combat. I was just going to keep us in initiative orders to know when the fire was moving, but at the end of this round, it'll end. So it'll go out of turn order. So then I think Crimea. Sorry, unless there was anything else from Kamala.
nope.
Crimea. You are going to need to make a con save as you are immediately beginning to suffocate from the smoke. But what would you like to do is you kind of wake up also in this.
Ooh, 24.
But yeah, okay. There's still enough of the like air pocket that you're kind of in from the impact of that dragon that you're able to bring your elvish cloak up or whatever and keep yourself going for now. But what are you going to do?
So right now I see like this fire spreading like over me, and like on the left and right.
Yeah, mostly on the left and right. There's a wall to your left, and behind that wall there is a blaze. But where you are standing now, it's just like the edge of the road that is still on fire. The actual like where it's dirt is not.
Okay.
There's
Yeah, Tyrion wants to attempt to like control this fire a bit. He wants to attempt to like stand on the ledge here,
It's a wall.
on the wall. Yeah. Right. Oh, okay, I can do that, and he's gonna cast a spell. He's gonna do it as a bonus action using meta magic quicken spell. He's gonna use it as a bonus action. He's gonna cast the spell Ryan's Binding Frost.
Oh, okay, nice.
So, he's gonna like free the 30-foot cone, and he's like freezing this like area at least, trying to get most of it. Yeah, so like 14 cold damage and around on like a 30-foot area.
I'll say yeah, the damage is not going to be the important thing here, but trying to put out this fire with the spell, that's definitely a cool move. You can make an Arcana check though to see
Okay.
if you can, because yeah, you can kind of angle that cone as you're firing it and use it like a giant fire extinguisher.
Ooh, 21. Check.
Oh hell yes! So what does it look like as you extinguish the fire on the left side of the
Oh, I say that since like Ryan's fighting ice like has an effect of like binding creatures in ice, I'd say that instead of binding, it's like cooling down the fire, but also like replacing the fire with like a bit of a frosty, like kind of like a mix of frost and ash within the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of leaves this this frosted, like all of the little clumps. If you look at long grass after it's burnt, there's all these little like parts where the roots pop up, and they are now like they look like little frozen flowers just sitting over this burnt landscape.
All right. I did that as a bonus action. So uh, using that meta magic, and then Trimer is gonna it's gonna move like try to move through. I'm gliding and stuff.
Yeah, because you climbed onto the.
Yeah, like and I get
There we go. Be able to move it.
oh yeah so okay, there we go. So I move through here. Get up to this meadow here. I've at least I think 10 feet of movement left, or here. And Kyrie wants to do something like he doesn't. He wants to use his action, like seeing the fire, like spreading on the other side. He wants to attempt to try to stop that using his Lost Era emulator staff, where essentially he wants to create. He wants to create, like he wants to like control the movement of the staff by like creating kind of like a bit of a ditch so that the fire starts spreading, since it's like a 100-foot line where he's aiming it on the ground, and then like using like the melting properties of the staff like to create like this ditch, so this dirt pile ditch, so it starts spreading. Can you like attempt to do that?
Yeah, I mean, you can try. I will say that that is you're doing that with fire, so it's probably going to just add to.
Hmm.
You're not going to stop fire with lava, you know.
Yeah, but it's also I actually heard that that's like actually another like fight.
Yeah,
There's
the
actually a
pit,
fireman tactic of like creating a
the
controlled
pit
fire.
idea is the pit idea is good, but that's if you do it with a giant
Okay,
laser, I feel like it's going to it's
okay,
just going to keep
that
the
makes sense.
fire going. Like you've just superheated the material of the earth so much that it disintegrated. That's not going to now be fireproof. But, you know,
Okay, yeah, makes sense, makes sense.
it'll
Okay,
it'll
it's
slow it down, maybe, but it's not going to stop it. And especially not from where you are now. If you were able to kind of start carving that further down, then yes. But you are right alongside. Like this is it's like standing in the sea where the waves are breaking, but it's fire. So you've got
okay.
a lot to stop here. The path, the actual road itself, is kind of doing what you're trying to do there already. So if you want to try and use that somehow, but yeah, I wouldn't waste a charge.
Okay, okay. And yeah, then I imagine he's gonna use a gust, so like not to start the fire, but like attempt to like push the gust cantrip to push like the smoke away from him, so he doesn't have to like make that con save next turn.
Oh yeah, that is a good move. You can make another Arcana check with advantage because you've moved here, and I like that. That it's probably both are sort of happening together. I would imagine
Ooh,
as
23.
yeah, as he freezes the flames that and adds the gust. There will be no more smoke on the left hand side. That basically the whole left side is fixed. There's no more fire there. The right hand side still needs some work, and um, the flames rolling towards Stelgren there have gotten much weaker. So
Great,
very well
that's
done.
fantastic.
Hilti, we go to you now. As the left side is dealt with, that those fires, the fire
I'm
on
not
the
here
road is
yet.
still rolling in, but he's not here. Okay, we're going to go to Mikil.
All right.
Yeah, same thing. Big fire on the right hand side. Oh, good time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's here.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
good
just
timing.
yeah, you'll have to wait.
Should we go back? Should we go back? Go back to Jette?
It's okay. Give him a second to
I
get
just
in
need
and
to,
figure out
yeah, I just
what's
need to
going on.
I just need to get on Foundry, so
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it
makes
does
sense.
take a
Okay.
little bit of time.
Continue with Mikkel.
Well, see, I had some ideas of essentially doing the same that Tromia did, except I was gonna use my CX.
So I will point out, like what Trimier did there was very clever because he went to the fuel source on the left, the flames on the right. If you're able to, like, basically it's mostly the fuel sources on the right hand side of the map that are burning right now. So if you can deal with those, you'll probably be able to deal with the flames on the actual road itself. But I'm just letting you know, like I can't round the the flames,
Yeah,
but
that
that's,
makes sense.
yeah, that is definitely doable though.
Let's see for
I
now.
mean,
I
I'm
just
using that because it has a similar effect, doesn't it? Let me just steal
Yeah.
actually.
it's well, just a area effect dealing cold damage. So essentially, let me roll down a Arcana check for you.
Oh yeah.
For 27.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So where are you casting this, and what does it look like as you'll be able to extinguish it quite a bit. But it depends where you're angling it from. I'll say you can move
Yeah.
stuff
So
where you go.
Mikkel was gonna like wet a rag and put that around like his face to make sure that like none of the smoke gets in, and then essentially doing a Falcon, he was gonna walk into like what he thinks the middle is and just stab down the CX, something like there.
Okay, so you're trying to clear the road.
Yes, I'm trying to clear the road, and then
Yeah, with that, you will do so as you manage to, like, with the fire getting extinguished on the left as you stab through that, the entire road will be extinguished, and yeah, you are going to need that with the covering. I won't need to check that you will automatically succeed on breathing through the smoke.
all right, then that would be my turn.
Very nice. And then at the end of the round here, that is when the wall would move. But everyone has successfully managed to uh, stop it on that side.
So we're like a mile to the side is still a wall of fire, but we're just in this small area, and I just stop it.
Yeah, you can tell that from where the meteor impacted, there was probably like a sort of circular radius that it burned, but things have clearly been getting in the way, like this road. So it's burning fields that you can notice are kind of cultivated here. So it's like the borders of these sort of fields are helping to stop the fires, especially with little streams like that. But yeah, this one on the right is still ablaze. As for the rest of it, it is just charred wasteland. Like everything is burnt out on the left-hand side of the road, but this field is still on fire. The one that Camilla's in there, just not under her feet.
So going to ask if it looks like the fire would give out at any time, but it's been going on for probably a few miles now, so probably not. Oh, well, it's because not like, the wall itself, not the fire. That it's like things are catching on.
Yeah, it's gonna burn for a while. We kind of, I'm taking some liberties with how big the space is actually on the map here, but yeah, that's not going to be simple to put out.
Rush, find a way to warn, like the other villages around.
Oh,
He's
And
going
you
to let
you're on
up.
grassland. You're in the grasslands, and you can see for miles. Like you guys could see this fire for a while before you got here. But if you've got some way to alert them, then yeah, definitely. But you get the impression that the towers that you pass by from the Philidrica, they will probably see this thing coming from far away. And you know that there is a place in the verdant main called the Druid's Perch where they watch for wildfires.
Okay, yeah, I will
This is
assume
not an
that.
uncommon. It's not uncommon to have uh, fires in these areas.
Okay, yeah, I assume that the druids can deal with fire.
And usually, if
right now.
there are wildfires, the druids will summon rain. That is the sort of the most common practice is to like call to the gods and ask them to make it rain and put out the fire, which in the grasslands often there are sort of like afternoon thunder showers, which I assume is because Thor's coming to visit. But um, unless anyone's got a way to make it rain, it's a big forest fire on your right.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. I mean,
Yeah,
next level he could Trimer could control winds, but unfortunately, yeah, not, not yet.
yeah, the barbarian is incapable of such matters.
Also got a water source here. I will say we're out of combat, so if you want to cast things multiple times and like get creative, now's the chance.
Run my axe through the water and splash it on the fire, but I don't really have much else to offer.
It's not very effective.
Yeah,
Control water would be useful right about now, but no.
yeah, maybe if Gore would have probably could done something.
Yeah,
True.
Gorm, all of his water spells just sitting at home like, I wonder if they're all right.
Yeah, true, true. I got.
Well,
I
as
mean,
it stands, I unfortunately don't have anything to do to deal with the fire. But
Well,
what's that dragon corpse looking?
let's hope it rains.
Yeah,
You're going to
exactly.
do what with the corpse instead of rolling it over the
No,
over
I
the
don't want
fire?
to. I would rather not burn the the dragon corpse more than it already is. I wanted to harvest what's left of
okay.
it, if anything.
Well, I will have to assume that the pellet will not be useful to you anymore, but perhaps there is something else you can try to get.
He has bones.
Yeah, he has bones.
Yep, T2 or
Exactly.
claws.
Yeah.
Can I make a check to see if, by any chance, the fire just cooked him perfectly?
Yes, you can. You can make a survival check to sniff at the air as you definitely, with those Leonin senses, maybe it would be cannibalism, but the smell, let's see how you roll.
Yes.
Survival check.
Rare.
So to be fair,
RB.
what I've heard, people think humans cooking smells like pork, so maybe Leonin wouldn't mind a roast tiger.
The
Not very
delicacy.
good.
Can I? I'm gonna flash for Genius Start for 19.
19
Yeah,
now.
gotta make sure.
With a 19, it is actually perfectly cooked.
Hell yeah.
It's like actually to cook one of these things, you get the impression you would need a forest fire, but it
What the
smells.
fuck does that mean?
I mean, it's up to you whether you would like the taste of that, but it does smell like burnt cat. Like it's cat meat is generally not good, but it is. I suppose it is hot
Oh,
dragon, so yeah,
Well,
it's some high quality meat.
what the?
But also it's got other things I'm gonna look.
I'll say it's edible. I guess in your definition of edible, it won't kill you if you eat it.
Does anyone have prestidigitation? Can we add like salt to that? Like food.
Gourmet salt in this.
God damn it!
The chef
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're making this shit taste good.
Yeah, so I mean, it also smells mostly like forest fire. Like it's that charred, it just smells like smoke more than anything. So you might have to cut through a few layers of ash and stuff to get to actual meat. But you know that there are many cultures that eat dragons, like they'll eat the heart of a dragon is like a very powerful thing to eat as a warrior. So yeah, eating dragon meat might be good. I can't remember. Did,
I'm looking towards my
did we
back.
actually have a?
We had a blood
No,
meal.
no, 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 go on,
Was
go
the
on.
question.
Asking if we had um, like meat. Like, would this just be fresh ingredients, or was there something?
Oh,
Like the-
I can open the. I'll look at it real quick, and I'll try to find it. It's in cables, right? Yeah.
I mean, if it's tasty, we could try making rations out of it.
Or just eat a good meal. Since cooking is a part of the kibble system.
That's fair.
It
It was
is.
like a huge.
You have
dragon, it
cooking
would be-
tools. You have like,
I can
everything.
conjure them.
It's fair enough.
And hell yeah.
How is the ingredients? What's the CR?
It depends on the CR of the creature. It is
Yeah.
harvest. It's exotic. So we get us both food and something else.
So I don't have a specific table for this creature because it's not.
Oh, just tell us the rank and the type.
It is
Yeah.
dragon.
It's fair.
Let me look it up.
That would be like exotic.
Yeah, it is. Is it the CR you need to know?
Yeah.
You guys
To
should be
know
chuffed
what to
with
roll.
yourselves because it's a CR 19.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys are
Really?
bad.
Yeah, this thing cooked us.
Yeah. Well, it
Oh,
cooked
yeah.
itself
Oh, yeah.
with the giant wall. So it's huge. So DC-14 to get things. It's just common meat. It doesn't give us like any specific meat. But yeah, DC-15 to harvest and see if we get like any like roll a D100 and then depending on that is what we get. But it's a very powerful crafting material if we get it.
I would like the scales. Or anything really.
It's not specific. It's like essence essentially, like in the cables. It can be whatever we want. So who's gonna harvest?
I said, wait, yeah. So is it here or am I?
Well,
It's
who's
like
gonna...
where we're standing, me and Mikhail around here. It's just blocked a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because on my end I can't see over the hedge. So.
So-
No, it's
okay,
like
there
we
we go.
crashed
I see
on the road.
That's
Alright, I
a
see, I
survival
see.
check, right?
Yeah, I'll give you a hand if you're doing it.
I can give you
Actually,
guidance if you
I'm
need
pretty
it.
sure we can do like 2 survival checks. There's one for the like basic harvesting, and then there's one for the exotic.
We can.
Yes.
If we're doing just both together or not, but we can. It's the same check.
I'm pretty sure actually if you do like both the basic and the exotic, you get like a -5 modifier to the exotic one. But like you
I
get
don't
the
know.
most out of it.
Let's do that.
All right. So that was survival. Well, who has the best survival here? Because I have a +2.
I think
Three.
that's
Probably me, or maybe
that's
Carmilla,
Aldrin. Yeah.
the ranger.
It shoots me.
Well, how much survival does the ranger have?
7, I'm guessing.
6.
So we have the same, yeah.
All right. Well, either whoever does it, I'll grant the I'll help.
Guidance.
I'll do the first one. What are we doing first? The like hide and meat.
Yeah, the basic harvesting.
Yeah.
Exterior.
Yeah, then I'll try helping Camilla with the
All
second check
right.
then.
Yep. I mentioned that timer.
Oh hell
We
yeah!
get
Ooh.
all the meat.
At 20. Oh, crap.
Do you know what I should lie?
Oh, could I flash of genius Camilla's 420?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Alright.
found what you meant. It's not a -5. Is if we are doing the basic harvesting, then we have disadvantage on the second check to gather the rest.
Oh, okay. But then that would just be a normal check since help action.
Yes, but with the
Yeah.
flash of genius, it will be enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Without it, it will fail.
Well, then flash of genius. Simple as that.
Yeah, it is. So I get. Yeah. Did it have scale? Art.
No, that's the one thing it didn't have, but it did have. I'd say the blood, the claws, and the eyes would definitely be, and the teeth would be worth keeping. But sorry, what are you? Where are you looking at this? Because the things I'm looking at are not what you guys are talking about.
Kibbles in the harvesting part, in the Kibbles guide. Page 18.
Yeah.
Is this you're not looking at this in Foundry?
I'm not looking at Foundry.
Me
I'm not
neither.
sure we have access to those tables in Foundry. Kibbles
Would
crafting. Oh,
explain
never
it.
mind. There it is.
There.
Cooking.
Exotic harvesting. Right. Right. Okay, I see
Ah,
it.
there it
So
is.
this is CR17 plus creature. So you roll
D100,
the D100 dice.
and then see what we get. So Carmilla.
I'm gonna D100 there, and
64.
it's
Very rare.
Very rare creative reagent. So one of us should edit it manually. I'm not sure if we have all the
Oh wait.
extra things.
Wait, hold on. It's a drag. Wait, hold on. It's a dragon. So
yeah, it's a very rare primal essence. Is
Oh, I looked at somewhere else here.
oh what which one were you looking at?
I
Maybe
looked
that's
at
right.
Celestials accidentally.
yeah, that's what I meant.
It's just the next table.
Okay, so yeah, Mika, with your flash of genius and Camilla with you doing the harvesting as as a vampire, like how did the two of you figure out how to harvest a dragon's soul in this moment? Is that's what the primal essence is really like. You're going to be able to actually capture the power of this dragon and get some meat.
4 meat. I get 4
So you're
meat.
saying that I sucked the dragon dry?
Oh my god.
That's an interesting way of putting it, but
I don't think its blood is no longer normal temperature or exists, but it's up to you. But I got 4 pieces of meat and 10 hide.
sweet. Can make some bang ass armor with that.
Sure, how I feel about wearing it, so I'll let you have it.
Thanks. So how do we capture the soul?
He does like Shan Song. It just says, "Your soul is mine."
Just like
Oh,
In
they
the
we have
have
third,
like a
like in the
shit
third
ton
Kung
of
Fu Panda, you just turn into a jade stone,
yeah.
and it
I was
hangs
about
off
to
your
ask.
belt.
or
I was about to ask. We have like a shit ton of like rare gems and shit.
Oh.
I'm gonna like
oh wait.
take one of those out
Oh, sorry.
and
Go.
put it up. Like I assume there's some kind of energy exuding out of this dragon corpse. So I'm gonna take one of our red gems and just put it up to it. see what happens.
And also, I can imagine Trimer, maybe he uses see invisibility to see within the ethereal plane so that you can see its essence and where to, and he can direct you on where to put the gem.
Yeah, Trymere helps with that arcane side. As also Carmella's the ranger. She
Yeah.
is she has hunted and gutted creatures plenty. So yeah, maybe she's draining it as she goes. But yeah, you straight up. Actually, the Shang Tsung reference is pretty spot on because this world, if anything, like Mordia especially, is just me trying to do a Mortal Kombat and Skyrim crossover. Like if we could get those two things, that's what I came here for. But Miko, you can tell me how you are storing these things. You tell me what happens as you do draw this into a form that you probably will be able to use smithing later.
Uh, well, as I said, I can imagine that you would have to use rare gemstones since you need something expensive to hold on to pieces of souls.
Got a couple.
So using one of our plenty rare gemstones, I'm gonna try and capture it inside of it. And then I can imagine the gemstone will change. Well, I guess both physically and energy wise. I'm not sure how others describe it. It's like the dragon soul inhabits that gemstone.
Yeah, you'd hear as it kind of seals in there. There's this sort of faint echo of that roar that deafened you all earlier, and as the fire is still raging, some of the guys that you ran into, you will see that they have approached, and one of them goes, "You really did it! You actually killed that thing! Oh, my prince, we should tell you that that dragon had a hoard. The Shadow Claws have been using it to fund their war efforts, and with the dragon dead, well, it's ours for the taking."
Well, sure. Guys, do we have time
That
for like
sounds
a quick little roundabout?
Do you know where his hoard
well.
is?
We turn to the guy. Do we?
Yes, it's just a little further up north in the town of Rafford. They, well, they keep it under lock and key. It's won't be easy to get to, but the dragon was the main thing protecting it. I, I you didn't seem to have a problem with many of their other guards, and we might be able to speak with some of our people. I mean,
Oh,
maybe.
wait, are there more of you there?
Well, yes, there are a few of us. The twins are still alive, and uh, Guildmaid and Ashgard, as well as the Skald, and they both look kind of annoyed that he
Right.
survived.
Hmm.
And I understand that you probably like we haven't discussed a lot of this, so
Yep.
do feel free to ask questions out of character about what else I might know. But
Yeah.
yeah, they essentially tell you that there are about 5 others who you would know by name.
Mm-hmm. I know them as like decently capable.
Yes, some of them. I mean, most of them actually. This you can give me a history check to see. I don't know how well would Hjelte know his traveling companions like before this part.
Ooh.
Was he close with them, or were they just sort of his minions?
I was fairly close with them. It's just that I don't think a lot of the people in that area would be very like friendly.
I don't know. They're all
So,
rough as hell, but uh, these guys, especially the two that you found, immediately seem like loyal to you. Like they just found the alpha of their pack, and they seem eager to betray the Shadow Claws if it's to help you.
yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah. In fact, some of the Shadow Claw is definitely something I approve of. So, probably. I'm gonna check.
Nice.
That's a 23.
Okay, yeah, 23. You know that the twins they mentioned um, go by the names of Bogram and Hroldar. They they are the Bear Fang twins who they are definitely capable fighters, sort of dumb as bricks, but they are like two sort of boulder shaped twins that are usually good for knocking holes in things. Um, Shield Maiden Kara Ashgard that he mentioned, you know, is also a capable warrior, but and she was, yeah, maybe not quite as good a fighter as the two big guys, but much more tactically minded, and she's gotten you out of a couple of scrapes. And then there is the Skulls, who they call Wolfsong, Erik Aldir, Aldir, yeah, who uh, is not very popular amongst the people. He's probably the friendliest amongst them, um, but
All right, all right.
he's also he's young, but he was he was like your spy basically when you needed one.
Oh, dang. This is definitely a ragtag bunch.
Yeah, most of them you assumed were dead for various reasons,
Yeah,
but
that's fair. That's fair.
we can sort of get in.
All right, well, hmm.
And reviewing it.
If all of them are still there and alive and spry, then yeah, we shouldn't have any problem taking over a small little, small little camp.
It's in their
Actually,
city.
how big were they? Oh, it's a city.
Oh, it's their
Well,
main
the
camp.
village. There are two sort of main towns uh, in their territory here in the grasslands. Uh, Rafford is the largest, and then Wofield is out to the west. That's where their chieftain lives. Rafford is a fairly large settlement. There's, I don't know, I'd say probably about 450 or so people, maybe a bit less.
Oh, we can take that. Definitely.
Not
Right,
fighting.
guys? Oh, they're not even all fight. Oh, okay. Well, that definitely
Just
that'll make things easier.
population of the region. We're saying that's like all the farmers and things. We could, I mean, seeing how you guys fight, we go get the others, get the wolf pack back together. Then, but yeah, we can we can show you where it hurt them hardest.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned it last session, but would Thalgrin know, like recognize where they are from? Because the rest of Brodovik would, like Gorm would. I'm not sure if Thalgrin would.
Oh, right. I forgot about
Brodovic
that.
would sort of more specific reasons, but also anyone who's been traveling with Hilton, maybe putting things together now. But anyone who wants to try and recognize the insignia that these guys are wearing, you can give me a history check
Okay,
with
good.
advantage, I'll say, because I think we did all that last time.
Yeah. Probably. Damn.
Okay, yeah. So Hilton, you obviously
Yeah.
was that that was from before. So, but yeah, Valgrind and Crimea. It seems like they are wearing Shadowclaw insignia. You're not sure. Oh, yeah, Kamala. They they're just more humans with the shadow claws, but they seem to be wearing wolf pelts and to make themselves look like Leonid. Uh, as for the others, you can tell that they are remnants of the wolves of Alsvarta. That it's like armies to the east that don't usually make it this far, so they're probably not with them anymore. But Mikil, you can tell that yeah, these guys came from Gopastad. They know Hjelte. They must have been people that were traveling with him before we met you guys.
All right. Hmm. I wonder, can you go to like the main map? Wondering like how far is the Dragonford Wolffield? I guess is where we're going, but I think we need to regroup with this wolf pack that
They are
the
in the city
guys are talking
where
about.
the vault is. They are just originally from the east.
Okay.
I'll open the full map to explain what I'm talking about. Might be easier.
So I'll be just a second. I need to go and run fetch something.
Oh. Gopastad is the purple area. That's where.
Okay.
So that's where Gudrick, uh, who is like one of the contested kings at the moment of Alsvat. That's technically still the yellow and the purple are all Alsvat, and then kind of where it becomes yellow, there that is the like Lauter, Grafdenga, and the Infernal. So that's basically the main war front, like between um, King Hanlon and King Gudrick, and the wolves are Gudrick's wolves, who that's where Hjelte and where these guys come from. So they've come all the way from Gopastad, and they've wound up over here in the middle of the king's lands in these grasslands. And you met Hjelte up here in the mountains on by Browder.
Yeah.
Changed the way
Damn,
that's
that was far.
So, yeah. You met Hjelter there on the left. They came from somewhere on the right, and these guys got some lost somewhere along the middle and have ended up here.
Yeah. Well, we still also wanted to go to the meteorite site, right? Or impact crater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what that is, what that contains.
Maybe it landed in
Like
the
perhaps
village
a
and
close
killed them.
one.
Yeah, that it did go towards the village. That's sort of where they're saying it's further north up the road that you guys are standing. And one of them will say, the meteor did hit it. That's what broke the dragon free. It hit its enclosure, destroyed the whole thing, and set half the place ablaze. The dragon got out. We came to chase it and try to put out the fire, and then ran into you guys. They are not going to be happy that that dragon is dead. So, in fact, maybe we shouldn't stick around here for too long.
Yeah.
I'm certain they can notice the wounds on the over the charred pelt.
It's over at the like harvested dragon.
Yeah, the
No.
remains of whatever that is.
Guess we could say it was Knowles.
Or, you know, they could think there was like maybe one of the oh my goodness, what are they called? Longmane or the Wildclaw? One of them?
Verdant main pipe?
Yeah.
I mean,
This means they are very close to their city. I doubt they would think that. Means they've led a lot of forces actually very close to them.
I mean, we don't really need them to think anything. I mean, we can clear out the city pretty quickly. I think.
Well, let's just hope there is not
I think
much
I have an idea.
left of the city. If that's where the meteor hit. Save everyone sometime.
You know what? Yeah, I really do hope that most people manage to evacuate, because... Huh. Do you guys think they could have been changed by the meteor?
definitely started a fire and destroyed the entire dragon's enclosure, but that enclosure was built to keep that thing in place. It was not easy to break through, so I think that took most of the impact, as well as half the trees on the way there. It kind of points to, like, you guys saw it crashing through the trees where you were previously, so it like came in at a very shallow angle, so it probably like rolled to the city more than it kind of hit it head on. Um,
Mm.
you can see a sort of trail of destruction that it left in its wake, heading up.
Should we take this opportunity to really go to its heart and I don't know. Just let it.
That's the only way. The only reason we had it here instead of the settlement village. So
Right, great. Let's see. I guess the only question would be if we want. I don't know. Do you guys think it's a good idea to have them go beforehand, try to talk up with the other? Actually, yeah. Can you two go try heading there beforehand? Gather up the other. Well, what do we call them? Pups. Yeah, but nah, wolves. And have them meet us like somewhere a little bit away from the village.
Of course, my prince. Where would you like to meet? There are some places nearby that we often use as campsites, just outside the town.
Well, as long as there's not gonna be any more. Well, as long as there's not gonna be any Shadowclaw people there, then most places should be fine. Maybe something a little bit southeast.
Well, there'll be Shadowclaw everywhere where you are right now. They're sort of scattered, and it'll be worse at night. But if you can cover yourselves up, some of you are a little recognizable. But he kind of looks towards Camilla and is trying to assess. It's like he seems like he knows you, but you know you guys have made quite a name for yourself in these regions, so um, some of you are recognizable. But he'd say, but I mean, you're a small group. I don't think anyone's going to pay too much attention to you if you don't make too much of a ruckus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll definitely pay attention to averted mate tribesmen. So gotta hide that.
Yeah, because light elves are very common as well.
True.
You're walking
That's
around in
fine.
the daytime.
We have cloaks, right?
I have cloak.
Perfect.
If you're walking around in the
I can.
daytime, they're probably going to look suspicious, but we do get a couple of elves around here, so it shouldn't be too strange. Maybe you guys should just dress down a little as they kind of judge how fancy the Bordervet elves are.
I have an idea. Or are there any corpses that wasn't full on incinerated? Or any bodies that aren't like full on incinerated?
Yeah, not all of them were caught in the flames before you put it out.
Can I head over there and try to take some like trademark Shadowclaw floating pieces? Like an insignia
I mean,
hanging on one of their shoulders or something like that?
yeah, definitely. You can find something. You can give me an investigation check, um, because these guys, for the most part, they don't have much armor, and it's like the color of their fur is a big indicator. It looks like it was, maybe dyed, or they are magically transformed to have that kind of.
Mm.
But with the 25, you definitely find that they've got like the emblems on their shields, all Shadowclaw. A lot of them wear like emblems on necklaces. Some of them are, it's like a tooth or a claw, and yeah, it look. You'll be able to get a lion's claw that is the mark of the Shadow Claw.
And I guess I'm gonna gather some of them and I don't know, start handing them out to the rest of the party, trying to like disperse it a little bit. People have something to like mark themselves with. Considering that the other two, or like the people that we ran into, were also wearing like similar clothing to me, I'm probably fine. Yeah, I think so. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can also imagine Tyler is gonna make himself look a little bit dirty. Like he's gonna use the ash from the burnt grass, like as some, I guess, some finger paint. Like I don't know, like to make him look a bit dirty or something ragged like that.
That's too basic. Just drop down and roll in the ash.
Ah, true, true. All right,
Yeah,
all right.
I'll just pull Assassin's Creed. What was it? Valhalla, where he just throws the cloak like in front of him and hides all the weapons and everything. Like cover most of my face.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone can make a stealth check to try and disguise yourselves here, but you will have advantage, especially those of you who are trying to make yourselves dirty. You just
Yeah.
fought a dragon in a forest fire. You guys are not
I
exactly
think we're all dirty.
sparkling clean, but it already kind of looks like you've been rolling around in the ash. You easily make yourselves look homeless.
Oof.
Stealth, okay.
Oh, you have advantage.
Uh,
Oh wait,
it?
but I
oh
have
wait, you are you.
disadvantage.
Oh okay.
His armor, yeah.
I'm heavy. What can I say?
Big chungus.
Big chungus.
Ah, damn 'em.
No, no, your armor is not going to impact this roll. That gives
Oh,
you a
you look.
disadvantage because it clinks around when you walk. This is to see how well you can disguise yourself. So
Oh, okay.
probably should have been a deception, but yeah.
Well, in that case, it's a 14.
One more time. Damn it. A little bit better.
Okay, was that everything? I think so. Yeah. All right, good rolls. Yeah, you guys are sufficiently disguised as uh, just hiding the features that would be most recognizable on you and making yourselves look like a group of mercenaries that was probably like you're just a random group of raiders that is probably working with the Shadow Claws. Seems like they take people in from all over the place, so you will be able to disguise yourselves and as the other two run off to go and contact some of the other uh, wolves, and they will meet you in the camp outside of town.
Right.
What did he do?
At this point, actually, what's the highest roll there? I can't scroll.
Stealth was me.
No, that's me. Because if you see
Camilla
it's
rolled a
it's
19,
but that's Brodovic.
Oh, you
if
didn't have any, yeah. You didn't have any, yeah.
which would bring it to 26.
Okay, Carmilla, can you please make a religion check?
Oh okay.
Let's see if we can find a religion.
I don't know, the way the way you said that made me imagine you just like stuff your hand into a goodie bag and try to grab religion out of it.
Yeah,
Looks
when
like
someone
freedom
says they
today.
found religion, it's like, look, it was in this bag.
Oh, I have the brilliant idea that Mikkel shall make. He just makes a bag and then he just puts a rock and then writes that he carves religion into. Then people can
That's funny.
find. Then you can give it to people and say, "See, you found religion."
A deck of many things? Nah, a bag of many things.
With a rock.
A deck of many
With
religions.
runes.
Yeah. One of them is a glyph ward though, and it will explode in your face.
Oh.
Well, with a 15, that is not technically Carmilla making a check, but maybe we see Carmilla looking up to the sky just as you feel it first. You kind of hear it coming as uh, a few drops of rain start to fall. It seems like there is a storm on its way. You see in the distance as the smoke around you is kind of starting to clear that there are clouds rolling in. It's definitely just a drizzle at the moment, but in a few hours there will be a thunderstorm.
Oh okay.
Mm.
That's useful.
that check was technically to actually make it rain. If anyone wants to make a survival check to see if they notice that it's going to rain in a few hours, you can as well. The DC is only 13 on that, but that's just up to you for roll.
Yeah.
I feel it in my bones.
What if I catch a raindrop just sliding down a hand or something?
I just feel it in my old bones.
I don't. I think my bones are broken.
Oh, they're just way too young. Gets better with age.
Right. Also, I'm definitely taking one of the shields from these people. I have a shield.
Did you have a shield?
I did, but I forgot to equip it.
That's fair enough.
You know, in act like a fish, like or in character, it's just on my back, and I forgot about it. All right, yeah. Actually, yes. Are we? Do we set? Do we head for the city immediately, or do we take a quick, well, moment to just gather ourselves? Because to be honest with you, that dragon, it did a number on me.
Yeah, I say we take a moment to gather ourselves since the two subordinates you sent need time to notify the others.
Support. Oh right, yeah. What? Would you give me an actual shield? Actually, not a matter. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's because it's got the Shadow Claw insignia on it as well.
Oh yeah. Right.
Right. So, are we all taking a short rest?
Oh, I assume so.
Yeah, I could use one.
All right.
I could deal with that.
Yep, same here.
Can take a short rest, but I will need lookout. So Carmela again. I'll need a perception check for me. As look out on this short rest.
Oh shit!
That's
You
fine.
want to use? Okay.
And are you guys just resting there on the road, or are you moving somewhere else?
I imagine we move
That's a bit
to a somewhat
tricky.
secure location.
Right, yeah,
Like
but
the
like majority of the
highest-
place
I
is
don't think
probably
there's anything
completely
secure
ruined
around
by
here.
fire.
Everything
Maybe
burnt.
maybe near like
Yeah.
a river or a lake or something.
Yeah.
There was a
Well,
small
where it's
maybe
one
just
behind some trees.
where next to where we were, but I don't think they're like
Yeah,
nothing major
well-
according to the map.
No, but I mean, I'm thinking like something small, just to give us maybe like a foot or two of like ground difference in cover.
Yeah, I mean you can fairly easily avoid the fire now, that just by sticking to one side of the road. But you can give me a survival check to try and find somewhere that would keep you safe for this.
Just in case. Oh.
19 and 18.
Okay, sorry. Was that the survival?
Yeah.
I'm just seeing so many rolls.
Matsimo.
You said a 19 and an 18.
Yeah. From me and
Okay.
uh,
Yeah, so that'll be enough to go and hide off in amongst some of the unburned trees nearby as Kamala, during that short rest, you take a look out, maybe climb up to one of the tops of these trees. You will see on the road that a, a group of another 3 Leonin will come rushing down the road, as it seemed like they were fighting the fire further up, and they will find the dragon. They seem to discuss it like you're just watching from afar. They seem to discuss it and then make their way back to town, unless there's something you want to do to stop them. But this is in the middle of your short rest.
Oh. Wait, can we stop? Tell me once.
You're seeing them from far away, and it seems like they haven't noticed you, which would be good in terms of completing your short rest. So it's like you specifically made a check to go and find somewhere where you're hidden and safe, and then you're seeing them from afar. I'm just trying to make that clear.
Definitely want to start. Anyone else vote on that?
Well, no, just like staying hidden.
yeah, but you mean it's as if they go back to the town now, they will let them know the dragon is dead. Just if this is something we should, if we want to keep in quiet.
I mean, think so. I think we want to. Like, I mean, I'm assuming we don't want to.
So we need to attack them before they leave.
Right, right. No, no, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. What I meant is that, like, I mean, do we want to, basically, like, start a fight with them?
They look like
Yeah,
the
I
Shadow
believe
Claw we fought already.
Yeah. It looks like a very similar bunch of Leonin. If anyone's got something that lets them like read lips or super hearing or something, you can try and make a perception check to see what they're talking about. But they do just seem like a couple of random Leonin sort of grunts.
I can just rest.
Like Kamala's the only one actually seeing this,
That's true.
as she's the lookout at first. It's assumed that she is sharing things, but I mean, Kamala, is there anything that you would be telling the others or doing to maybe get a closer look, or are you just trying to stay hidden?
Just trying to stay hidden. There's no reason. Like, well, if they're gonna go back and tell that the dragon is dead, well, the dragon is dead. That's right.
Okay, so by the time Kamala comes back to the camp, you kind of, it's at the end of the short rest when Trymere, that's when you learn that they just, some people arrive, but the whole plan was to stay hidden. So, and you've all gotten your short rest, but now you get to decide. They've already made their way back towards town. So you can either try and chase after them to catch them if you really don't want that information getting out, but it's probably not that detrimental. And you know that where your destination marker is there on the map, is about uh, where you're being told to meet.
Okay.
And see, it's not that far away from the impact site of that crater and that village. You're kind of in the area. You'll see when we move maps, but there's quite a lot of open space to move.
Okay.
Where would you guys like to go?
I would say to the destination where we're gonna meet with the other like wolf, this wolf clan of Hietas. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the group is probably in the same way. He's asking if we are speeding up to catch them before or just head there.
Yeah, I think he's saying he's voting to just head there.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
head there.
Right? You guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. Do you want to go a normal pace or slow?
Probably
I
normal.
assume
We
normal.
already rested here for an hour.
Yeah, let's do normal. All right. Look out,
Hey, you
camera
can
and primary navigation.
you do have some trails that you can actually use now, so it'll be sped up slightly. You can make those checks.
Navigation. Oh, there you go. 18.
Yes. Okay.
18 for Trimer's navigation and 24 perception from Carmilla.
Okay, yeah. So just setting up the map here. Yeah, that is good though. You are able to avoid any Leonin patrols as you make your way towards this campsite. You kind of see the city in the distance. Well, not the city really. It's the town, very spread out. You'll see it in a bit, but I'm putting your tokens down. We will find. As up ahead, you can see there is a small campsite and a fire that is going there. Seems pretty innocuous, but you can see there's a couple of figures standing up. Give me a second to set up the map, but you can. Oh,
Your friends, Hilton.
I don't know what. What?
We reached the camp where your friends are.
Yeah.
We see them.
Oh. Oh. Right. Okay. Out of curiosity, do we have any plan for this?
What's the plan? Are we just doing this as it comes? Like,
Ask you a
we're going
different
to,
question. What are we doing?
well, we're going to steal from the dragon hall, right? Since the dragon is dead now.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I need to make sure, like, how we're gonna handle all the shadow claws. I'm not sure how many of them there are, but if there's 350 of them, well, total,
450 total.
450. Maybe. But then
And even
again,
though the
some of
dragon
them are
is
still
gone, they
guard
might
out there.
add a few more people to guard.
Well, that is if they
Well,
can.
I do have the Horn of Valhalla. We could maybe create a distraction with that.
Has it been long enough for you to
Oh.
recharge?
Has it not been?
How long does it take to recharge?
A week?
Yeah,
No.
I believe. Yeah, it's been a couple days actually.
That's not a week, but
A week is 10 days, basically.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's up yet.
I think it should be right now.
oh,
Yeah,
I
but the
used
week
to,
have
week is
that
10 days here.
I used to for the hag fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah,
how long
and
the hag fight was, to be honest.
I mean, how long did it take for us
Yeah.
to travel to this place? Did we travel to the like tree?
We basically teleported very close.
Ah, okay.
yeah, I remember there was a bit of a time skip when Dahlgren was introduced.
Yeah, maybe a few days. It wasn't like weeks. And
Um,
again, Dave said the week is 10 days here in the setting.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
imagine.
If it says,
We
it
need
says
like
a
more
week,
days.
it means 10 days. A 10-day is
Yeah.
technically what it calls it. Some things, depending on the description, if it's homebrew, we may be able to call it a half week.
Well, it says 7 days on the item.
And
Okay, yeah.
maybe.
If you were just saying a week, but the item says 7 days specifically, then yeah, 7 days is what it. But if it says a week,
Oh,
it means 10.
Okay, that's good to know.
to be
Well,
honest, I was getting ready
then,
to fight these people even without that.
well, then, according to this, Hag Day was on the 1st of Wedden, so then tomorrow it should be up.
oh, tomorrow. Right.
Oh yeah, guys. How long until next Hag Day?
A year.
Okay, right, but well, I mean, I was thinking a little bit less because we gotta get gifts and everything.
You want less time to get gifts?
Well, no, but I mean, I want to be properly prepared.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah.
asking for less time.
Well,
If,
I'm.
if we can wait until like the end of the day, like night or something, we could use them as a like distraction.
Yeah, but they are way more dangerous at night, the Shadow Claw.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, we did take a little bit of a break, but truth be told, it might be better to strike whenever the iron's still warm.
Then we should probably just
Besides,
go. Then.
yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine. Besides, it's not just
Yeah.
us here. We'll have some others too.
Yeah, I say we use the opportunity to act now.
Then let's do that.
Awesome. Let me go and check that. I can't wait until we start like a massive siege against a big castle or tower or something. Or a huge city.
Valid.
Well, obviously not this one, but in the future.
Well, then I guess we should head forward. Just keep going.
Ariana
Right.
will say to you, Kelta, I mean, they said there were over 400 people here. They might have some sort of defenses. I think we should take them for granted.
Yeah, but still, it's not quite as. I mean, sure, they might have some defenses, but well, but then again, it did mention that the dragon recently broke free. I think it's safe to assume that he left a little bit of mayhem on his way. Some casualties. We already cleared out some of the people on our way here. I think we'll
We
be
also
fine.
We also can't rule out like the amount of people that went out as search parties. I can imagine.
Yeah.
The Little Dragon Horde was quite high profile.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it also puts the entire town in high alert.
And that is true.
And probably in
imagine
a
that-
little bit of a wounded state.
Yeah, I imagine that meteor crash might, put the town on high alert, and maybe some of them are busy with rebuilding their defenses.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alec, you just
Well,
kicking my
maybe-
ass.
Maybe we can do it like Assassin's Creed style. Just get close to the outpost first before like try and scout out the surroundings.
Then I should realize that it might be better for and I'm not sure, but I think it might be better if I stick a little bit back, because clunky armor. And all
Yeah,
that stuff.
the camp is here with your people. Why are you hanging back?
Well, I mean,
In fact, Helsa, couldn't you be a distraction if it's your people? Like surely.
Wherever you need a distraction, we're speaking with your people
mine are-
first.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
right now, but I'm talking about like when we go to the city.
Then yeah, you can be a distraction.
Wait, how do we reach this part?
If you're too loud to sneak
And
I mean,
and you have a part to play, then you'll
if,
you're a distraction.
If your people know you and like your people and the Shadow Claws are working together, then like there's something there. Like you could maybe divert their attention elsewhere.
huh?
I'm sure you were quite high profile as well, weren't you? So like your people are sure to trust you.
Yeah, I think I have an idea. Well, yeah,
The
they'll
prince,
definitely,
probably.
but they'll, yeah. But I think what's gonna be a little bit more tricky is convincing whoever's in charge of that place.
Well, that's for you to figure out.
Oh, I'm already thinking. Maybe
No,
there's
You know,
should we
you're
go,
here.
should we
maybe
go
some
meet your
peace.
posse?
Yeah. Maybe there's some like
The royal guard.
peace negotiation or something.
Right there, strangers. A woman carrying a shield is going to walk out from the camp as you are kind of making your way up the hill, and you see she's got her shield and at the ready, axe in hand. But then, as you approach, she's sort of scanning your faces. Yeah, is Hilta hanging back? Because is he not the first one to
So,
Yeah, we were
he's
discussing that.
currently, yeah, he's currently just like kind of like wandering along, but he's like got his face like kind of down, one hand on the chin, just like thinking a little bit of like how he's going to actually convince whoever, or
Yeah,
I don't know, whatever chief of the city we're heading to.
maybe
Yeah,
just
I'll,
approach him to the
I'll,
front.
I'll grab him by the collar and just try to lift him up and say, "We brought your prince." Try to lift him up at least.
So when
Just one hand going in the
Reverse,
back of the back of the collar.
yeah.
reverse Lion King.
The rain, a small little crevice within or opening in between the clouds start forming in a beam of light. Nah, would be funny.
I'll use the lantern as a spotlight.
Yeah, you can give me either a performance or a persuasion check on that one as you lift him up, and seeing a Leonin holding the prince, she may confuse her.
Uh,
She'll confuse it.
Ah!
She says, "Unhand him, beast. We thought," and she looks very confused as the others behind her start getting up, hearing her kind of panic.
No,
Most
no,
of the
no, it's
people
fine,
here
it's
are-
fine.
fucking
Okay.
outsiders. I drop Hilde.
Oh, I was literally about to say, no, it's fine, and then just turn around and say, but yeah, no, could you let me down? Thanks.
you drop him, you see the two big guys that run up behind her. Uh, uh, their eyes go kind of wide, and see a grin spreading across their as they speak. Sort of what do you call it? There's a word for it, but they kind of go back and forth as they sort of sometimes finish each other's sentences. You know what I mean?
Like the
Oh,
what were they?
the
The
Paradox Brothers.
Sears in the God of War game when they complete each other's sentences when they gave the prophecy.
Yeah, more like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, Alice in Wonderland. But
Okay.
yeah, similar thing is one of them just goes, "The pub has returned." The other goes, "No longer a pub. But we waited for you, little wolf." They both seem very excited to see.
Yeah. Oh, great! Program, at Ashgarden, you guys are fine. Excuse me.
Yeah, the shield
Hey,
maiden says, "Wait, are you they hostage or their friend?"
do you think I'd be a hostage? No, they're
He looked like
friends.
it. He was carrying you by the collar.
Like a pop.
Yeah,
I'll
well,
smile. The way I'm
yeah, well,
using to me.
yeah, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure Ajax did a similar thing when I was younger. I think that's just their way of showing affection, or his way of showing affection.
Yeah, I'll use more clothes next time for the extra affection.
Uh, Okay, just remember, humans don't actually have that thick skin, so that.
Human problem.
Uh, all right, yeah.
She,
Well, I'm very surprised to see you guys are fine.
as you kind of turned around to speak to Thalgren, she is just gonna like rush forward and just embrace you in a hug. As so are the other two big guys. They kind of just uh, like pile onto you here as she just goes, "We thought we'd lost you. I'm so sorry. If we knew you were alive." And she kind of steps back and then catches herself and tries to stand sort of more professionally, like stand at attention. But
Yeah. I'm imagining
makes
at first
sense.
like a soft. Imagining that at first like a soft one, and then the rest just kind of like boom, boom.
Yeah, that's kind of what breaks her out of it. She like does that instinctively, but as soon as the big guys pile on, she's like, "Okay, no, okay, I was wrong. Hugs not for me."
Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised. Uh, to be honest, I thought you guys were um on your way to Valhalla.
We thought the same of you. I, come, sit. We we heard that you defeated the dragon. You must be hungry. Brought some food. You're all welcome to join us. It's good to see you again. You will hear that there is some faint music coming from the fire as there is a skull sitting there with a bone harp that is playing. I mean, the bone harp makes it sound more metal than it is. He's just it's just made of bone. But yeah,
All right, come on, guys. I'm pretty. Yeah. We'll we'll take a seat, right, guys? We have a little bit of time to spare. Plus, we can strategize.
Yep.
Suppose we do.
Mm. Be like,
bard, as you see, he's kind of like plucking at the harp, sees you walking in, and he goes, "Oh no, I thought we weren't going to be eating with the homeless anymore. Away with you, peasant!" As he just looks at those of you who have covered yourself in dirt and ash to.
What?
Look, I
The
don't care
facade
whose
is
elves you. I don't care what elves you robbed for those clothes. You're not sitting near my tent like that, please. And he just waves you away.
No, alright, that. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll stand here.
Alright.
Ariana looks at you, trying to. She goes, "We're not really going to let him talk to us like that, are we? He's could crush that man with a thought."
I mean, we could, but is it worth it?
Benway cracks his knuckles. He goes, "Oh, it might be." Meanwhile, the Skald is going, "Oh, Prince Cadrickson, what a pleasure to see you again. Glad you could grace us with your presence."
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Please do come and help that out. It's been a little bit of a ride.
Yes, you certainly don't look too noble right now. As the shield maiden kind of punches him in the arm. But it's all right, sorry. Uh, who are your friends?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. Well, okay. So that's Carmela. She's uh, feisty. I think would be the most apt word for that. That's Dahlgren. We're sort of new. He's the most recent addition to our group, I'd say. Great guy though. And over there we have Mikkel. He's he's kind, but I can never get a read on that guy. And ones that you just sent away, betray me, and two his pals.
He has a face now. It'd be easier to get a read.
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to give him a history check against your fame.
I don't know if I'd ever give Mikkel. I don't know if I could see Mikkel doing like a bunch of facial expressions though.
Well,
You're
most of the time
showing,
you've seen it with a mask, so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes. Well, yeah, that's true. But even with the face, I don't know if it would.
You've seen his face make facial expressions. It wasn't
That's for sure.
necessarily on his head at the time.
I'm still getting used
Yeah.
to having a face again. Like, need to get. It's like walking again after having surgery.
Yeah, I'm saying, let's see, how do I smile? Oh nope, that's too
You
creepy.
just see me like put like my two like index fingers at like the like edges of my mouth and just put up like a forced smile.
Yeah.
We should. Mika just became 10 times scarier. This is also a Viking who has fought dragons and invented tanks. Like, and then you see him doing that. Like, you know what?
I would be scared too.
Well, unfortunately, the skull is not impressed. He goes, "Oh, yes, I think I might have heard of some of you. Suppose you need better songs written. Haven't been doing so well without me, have you, Hyote?"
I've uh, well, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say no to uh, doing some more. Maybe help tune my instrument and stuff like that, my lute and all that. But truth be told, I think I've actually started picking up a lot of tips and tricks from where we've been.
Well, do tell. This food is just going to go to the twins if we don't share it, so you might as well dig in. Because you see, Kara also invites you all to sit by the fire. As she also says to the elves, she says, "Listen, uh, he's an asshole. Don't listen to him, and let me know if you want me to beat him for you. We're all looking for an excuse."
We'll cross the bridge when we get to that. But today's not the day.
What brings the enemies of the Shadow Claw into the heart of their territory? I imagine this is a sightseeing trip.
I believe you might have a hunch about that, actually.
Actually, yeah.
There's only one reason why we would go so deep after the events that's happened in the past few hours.
Both of the twins looking at you wide-eyed, waiting to hear what this is. Huh? Huh?
Well, your dear prince, as he is referred to, and us, the people of Brodevik, are looking to seize the horde for ourselves.
A good idea to say Brodovik.
Well, us, the party.
1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll see the shield maiden kind of grin. She says, "Ah, well, that's what I like to hear. We have been working with them, but now that we know you're alive, perhaps the time to tear out their throat is now. We'll help you get in. We know the trolls, the towns. If we get to that horde, we can help."
Hmm.
Wait a minute, I'm
I've,
sorry. Did you say trolls?
Or trolls, I think she said.
Ah.
I say also incorrectly.
So I'm not sure what I said. Yeah, but
No, I'm unsure if she said trolls or like thralls or
Or patrols. Or patrols.
oh, oh.
yeah. I was like, what? I
That
didn't
makes
say
a lot
either.
more sense. I was so yeah. I was sitting here. I was like, what the fuck? Do they have trolls?
Yeah, but Primer will ask, I wonder how are things going on over there after that meteor crashed? The thing was things really hectic.
They are in a panic. There've been some buildings were destroyed, but they've managed to contain it for the most part. I imagine they'll be investigating that meteorite, the large flaming boulder lying in the middle of one of the farms. So that's got a lot of their attention.
Okay. Yeah.
But it won't draw all of it. There are two of the chieftain's lieutenants that live in the town. A couple of guard patrols that we would be able to point you to. If we can disguise you well enough, we might be able to walk you right through the barracks. Might be able to get you quite far, actually. Then the twins will go. We'd be happy to make a distraction if you need to sneak in somewhere. It's like old times, eh? the bard will say, "Oh, if you are heading in there, maybe you could grab the rest of those idiots that think One Ear still owes me some coin."
Wait, is he talking about like another wolf or another one of the shadow claws?
Yeah, when he
Some
says
like
One Ear, you know that one of the raiders that you traveled with was his name was Bjolford One Ear, and
oh, right.
when he says that, you realize that he means more of them are alive. But the Shield Maiden says, yes, unfortunately, not everyone was so willing to work with the Leonin, and some of them were captured. They're being held in one of their dungeons, probably the same place where they're keeping a lot of the Horde. But from what we understand, the Horde has been separated into three parts. There is one in each of the lieutenants' homes, essentially. They each control different sides of the city, and then there is the main Nightfall Bastion, where we have allies being held, and that's probably where most of the Horde was locked away. I'm trying to find a way in there, but there's a lot of gold in there, guys. I don't think you quite understand. You ever seen a dragon's horde before? It's insane.
I actually have, yes.
We have, yeah.
I couldn't take it. The dragon is still alive. I had to get out of there.
Well, that has been our major problem with it so far, so now that the dragon's dead, we might not be the only ones wanting to chance this. The sooner we move, the better.
Right.
Question is, do we start with the houses or head straight to the bastion?
Yeah, I'll show you a map, and she'll pull out a map of the town. This is rapid. Did before actually loading the map.
Oh.
I imagine that number's gonna go down quite soon after this.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Just
brutal.
remove the 0, and you have the population.
I guess it depends on how much they fight back.
Burn them all.
Start a fire.
Yeah, you should be able to see that
Start a
the sort of
second.
scale of what we're looking at.
I mean, actually, yeah, this it's a North Guard house.
Where you guys have met up. Yeah, you're probably actually still sort of off of this map, or no, you would have ended up on top of the hill. Maybe you've circled around. You haven't gone all the way north of the city. I keep forgetting the scale. So you guys are kind of off to the bottom left of the map.
Alright.
Okay.
And
You're
you
not
mentioned
actually
that there
in
were
the
like
town.
3 lieutenants.
Currently, you guys have gone outside of the town, so you're you're like to the southwest
Yeah.
of this map. But when you actually want to enter, you can decide. But all of that, the blackened area that is where it burned down, the road over here is the road that you were on before, heading in towards the town. Like you were a bit further south than that, but all of that is burnt. That's what she'll be telling you. Yeah, that's that's where the fire managed to get to from where we managed to stop it. Unless it's gotten worse since we've been here, then this is probably how much got burnt.
Oh, yikes.
Now the main horde will be kept in the Nightfall Bastion over here.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our men are either being kept in there or in the animal pens across the road. Then Vesper and Nightshade, uh, she's their sorceress. She stays in the Nightshade hold. A third of the treasure will be there, but be careful. The Shadow Dancers guard that area. There are constant patrols, and at night, that cemetery comes alive. And lastly, Fangren's Manor. That's where the big guy, their military commander, that's where he stays. He's got a longhouse across the way where the men go and drink, and then the barracks down south. That is heavily guarded by the Leonin. But again, there's not that many people out here, so evading patrols shouldn't be impossible. Though there are knolls up north that protect the western roads, so watch out for them. They'll sniff you coming.
Alright, so nothing. So we don't want to go from the west. South side of being kind of burned. It's not a real road to the east, but I don't think that
You'd
would
be
really
able
be
to
much of a problem for us.
by this point it would be just the fires would be out, so that you can walk along that blackened grass, but it will be harder to sneak through.
Yeah. That's fair. And then we had more people in Nightfall Bastion. So if we can get over there, if we can get the. Wait, actually, is the. So the chief of the military is in the manor. But
Yeah.
then is the chief of like the entire like little village city in the Bastion?
No, the two of them sort of control it together, but when the king comes into town, or the chieftain of the Shadow Claws, that's where he stays, or that's where they will have their meetings and things like that. But he doesn't live in the town. He lives in Wofield, which is a, a few miles to the west, a completely different village. There are the two main villages in the Shadowclaw territory, and then everyone else lives in like very, very tiny villages or just in their own little homes on the plains. This is the biggest town, so uh, and the bastion also is where there's a tower there, so they've got quite a good view sort of into the farmlands. They can probably see up to where things burnt down. That's hence why they were only able to stop it there.
Let's see. That makes things a little bit tricky. So the Nightshade Sorceress is all the way up north, but then we have the military leader on the Middle East.
In the manor. And then and like your some of your people are in the animal pens as well.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit tricky. But what I'm thinking is that they may not actually really like act too much without the military commander issuing any orders. Maybe we could,
Well,
or at the very least, maybe they would hesitate a little bit, and we could make use of that.
Boris is well. I'm in charge of training some of the new recruits. could maybe get you in there posing as new blood, and Eric the bard would say, could start spreading some rumors that the true wolf has returned to maybe spark a little rebellion in their ranks.
Oh, definitely.
Out of character, did we as like in character know that there was gonna be the thunderstorm, or is that only out of character?
That was what the survivor pick for earlier. I don't think I actually resolved that. You can roll one again if, because I can't remember what it was.
Right, let's see.
I mean, it's pretty obvious now. Yeah, you can the clouds rolling in. Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I definitely messed it up. I rolled like a 6 or something. Oh.
Oh, so you didn't notice it before, but you're noticing it now as it is starting to rain, and the clouds are unmistakable. You can see the lightning sort of flashing across the plains, and just see it striking far in the distance as you hear the clap of thunder. Thor is coming.
Well, considering the fact that fall is coming any minute now, we could probably use that as well to hide ourselves. Like, it's a bit harder to see people when there's a fucking downpour.
Right.
I
I'm
reckon
just
the
trying to-
thunderstorm will be a good distraction as well.
I hope so. Do you think they are scared of the thunder or lightning?
No.
Very, very frightening.
I mean, if lightning is striking all around the city, then they would be.
Lightning is a pretty big problem out here, but some of the magic rituals, they use the lightning to draw some kind of magic from it.
Ah,
Oh, great.
that's clever. You can take that from Thor then. Why didn't I think of that?
Hmm.
Well, now we did. Time to make a great lightning rod.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, you won't be like pissed about that, but I'm sure the gods have something better to do.
I'm sure if the village is still standing after they've harnessed his magic, then surely we would also be alright.
Yeah. Besides, we're better people. I think.
Yeah. Completely off topic, DM. Can I make an Arcana check to like see what I would need to do with the Dragon Soul? I just
Yeah,
have a
I mean,
feeling, like, just if I if I need to do some like small ritual, or if it's just a plug and play, like I would do with the runes.
yeah, I mean, the thing that you captured it in is now containing that soul, so that whatever the primal essence, however you can use that in crafting, that's sort of what it's contained in. But yeah, it would be a soul gem essentially.
Okay.
Well, I'm entirely sure. This is one of those things where
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can tell me what mechanics you're trying to work with here to use that, and then
What I'm hearing is that you've invented a USB.
I mean, that's what runes are essentially. Like, I want ice damage, I just plug in the ice rune. But alright.
yeah. So this one, it would have been poison. Is the sort of would have been like the breath weapon effect, in if that's what you're looking for. But there are some other things. I mean, remember
Alright.
now. Shit. This,
Oh,
I
that
had notes for this the other day, but yeah, if you want to try and craft something, it would be in the mechanics that you have. Fuck, what were we talking about the other day? Sorry, we're actually in mission. My brain is focused on too many things.
Let me just.
Something.
Like, we talked about a lot of different things. I think.
We were talking about exotic woods, not the.
I mean, we also talked about the soulstone like further up, but I think that can wait. I just wanted to know what your thought was. It like if I could just like use it now, try and like take the fire rune out of my longsword and try and plug in the fillet soul gem. I essentially use it as a rune.
You can, but I think you'd have to make it into something. I think now you've kind of got it as like a raw resource.
Like an uncut. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you've crafted it into anything yet.
Yeah, that
But
makes
you
sense.
could do that while you're sitting here. And maybe let me just find the tables, because yeah, you're able to conjure the tools that you need, so you can just spend some time crafting with that to turn it into.
That sounds so badass. Just sit around a campfire and just like forge with a dragon soul.
I did consider getting out like my like just repurposing the campfire as like a smithy, since I can also do that. Video rune carving. All right, then I'm pretty sure I can use my mason's tools, so I will do that.
Yeah, I think it's jeweler's tools if you're trying to make like a gem, or yeah, whatever. I mean, however you're trying to do this, and I have to rely more on your knowledge of how
Okay.
your class works and stuff.
Yeah.
Jewel crafting.
Yeah, there was definitely something about that. All right.
Is that well, well, while Mikhail's trying to
Yeah,
figure
sorry.
out what he can do with this dragon soul, and we just try and find the table. Is anyone else doing anything around the fire?
No, but I imagine you're making plans. Kyra would actually, like between these three locations of like trying to get which part of the horde, he would actually vote for going to the Nightshade Hold because he finds he like any spellcaster or sorceress troublesome down the line. So with like basically with their like with their like since they're fresh now, you should use this opportunity to take down the sorceress before she becomes. If we choose two locations, she's gonna be like troublesome down the line, and the fact that the people shared that the nighttime like undead come about. Yeah, I feel like we should take the opportunity to take her down now.
That's gonna sit around until the what is it? The skull about all the different shit that he started doing around in Brodavik. Like helping people with like little mundane things and picking some things up.
Okay. Sorry, I looked over the things. So you can't really do that much with just just what you have.
Yep.
Like that essence. Yeah, maybe you would have gotten more than that, but yeah, because to craft some actual like items and stuff, I feel like from what I'm seeing here, costs a bit more than one primal essence.
Alright.
But I'll tell you what, I will take a look at the rules properly afterwards, but let's take a crafting check now, and we'll say that you can make, however long you guys are sitting here planning, you can put that much time towards crafting something, because it's also going to take some time, and that's kind of the idea that while you're sitting around the campfire, whatever, you spend an hour here, an hour here, and eventually craft something. So we'll say at this point you're refining that dragon soul into something, but mechanically you won't be able to use it for anything just yet, and we can decide that outside.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But you can make a check with your tools now to see how well it's going.
And I'm gonna do it for jeweler's tools. Alright, I'll I'll just write that down.
Okay. So what does it look like as you are refining these things? Like what it will do eventually mechanically doesn't matter right now, but what does the crafting look like?
Well, as it currently stands, the soul gem just looks like an uncut, like shard. So he's trying to chip off the edges, anything that seems to be redundant or like not in use by the powers inhabiting it. So he's trying to refine it into a more proper form.
Yeah, and by the end of this, you'll be like polishing it like it's a ornate kind of gem ready to be socketed into something. But it may still require some more refinement to actually fit it into an item. As you guys are sitting around, sorry, try me. I sort of half heard what you said. Were you actually asking one of them something, or were you
I
just
know.
speaking amongst yourselves?
No, I was just making a suggestion to, like, Kymir prefers to take on Nightshade Hold to take down their sorceress because he personally finds any spellcaster troublesome and tricky. So, like, since everyone is like fresh and ready, like with the resources they have now, let's take down the sorceress now before she becomes a problem later down the line.
Sorcerers may also be split up at the moment. Most of them only come out at night, and I know several of them were sent to investigate that meteorite. A lot of the others have been sent away on a mission towards, I don't know, they called the hippie Leonin ones. Anyway,
Uh,
a lot of them have.
Vermintons?
Yes, yes, that's the one. I think they're planning an attack on them. So a lot of them aren't in town. They may be light on their forces, but even one of them can be seriously strong. So do be careful.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a sorcerer myself, so I understand.
Right, but well, I mean, surely they can't be any worse than what we've already faced.
I don't know.
Yep.
I saw one of those guys rip a goat in half with his bare hands, and I don't mean he has bare hands. I mean he's just monster. Trust me, it gets real freaky around here at night, especially around the graveyard.
Then let's just speed it up if they're heading for the red main. We're either going down or I'm at least heading there. I don't have time to
Right.
waste here like that.
Right, but I'm trying to figure out. I don't know, like which point we want to strike first.
Apparently, Primer is voting for the Nightshade hold.
Let's start with
To
her.
take
There's
down
a
their-
small town. It won't take us an hour from one point to another.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, yeah, it might. It's not that pretty big
Yeah.
town.
Yeah,
About the size of
if it
Glasgow.
takes us an hour, then let's hurry up then.
Yeah, on your
Then
mouth,
let's
maybe not.
see.
But yeah, it's a couple of acres. So, a lot of space and a lot of open space as well. A lot of long grass that hasn't burnt, which makes for good cover. But yeah, if you look at the picture down like on the bottom right, Nightshade Hold is kind of the one in the background. Down there in the back.
Right.
You guys are up basically where the camera is at this point from your perspective, maybe.
Yeah, true. And we're like
Fair,
somewhere in the
fair.
bottom left.
But that reminds
Obviously,
me.
it's
Did
not
they
one.
mention anything?
Yeah.
Did the Shadow Claw? Did they mention anything about this? Like maybe the sorcerers mentioned anything about this big thing falling from the sky? Do they know what it is?
When we were stealing the sausages, we heard them say it was a star. So, yeah.
Huh.
But I don't think so, though. It just looked like a big rock.
Oh, well, alright. That's probably nothing useful. Then, let's see. I think... Maybe we can send Scald and Kara could go over. Two of you would go to the animal pens and the bastion and try to free whoever's still captured there. It could help us a bit.
We can start there.
Well, what I was thinking is that they can go over there, free them, and then we will start something else at a different place. Maybe the Nightshade Hold to get rid of the sorcerers, or the mansion, or Manor. Get rid of the military.
Yes. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, they said that you said that you have a few people that you're training. And gather up whoever is loyal and head to the manor. We will start with the Nightshade Hold. Assuming all goes to plan, we all head towards the bastion.
We'll gather up as many as we can, but we don't have that many friends here. So, do you want us to sneak you in, or are you going to find your own way in there? Because, as I said, there are multiple patrols.
I suppose reaching the Nightshade Hole would be a little bit tricky if you weren't snuck in.
Considering
As
the
we go
distance,
around.
The tower can see the approach here through the open grassland. So be aware of that. The long grass can make for good cover. But we are, as I said, I could bring you in as new blood. You could just walk right in there. I don't think anyone would complain too much if we dress you up right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So
Just
we'd be in
depends
the
how
middle
you
of the
will.
town, they'd have no idea what's happening, and then all of a sudden there's a huge pandemonium, and we'll use that. So, yeah, let's do that.
Hey, if you want to run in screaming, axes swinging, I wouldn't mind. It's been ages since I've had a good raid, but we've seen what's in there. You might want to use the element of surprise.
So where are we heading first?
Hmm. Well, I mean, we need to go for either the manor or the Nightshade Hold, so I suppose we can go for the hold. Get rid of them
All right.
at first.
Yeah, the night shield. All right, I'm for that.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I hope so. That's why we're going there. And then Scald
Yeah.
and Kara, you guys free whoever you can from the animal pens. So I'm assuming some are still kept in the bastion at the underground dungeon. They might be a little bit difficult to free now. But if you can take whoever you can from the pens and the new trainees, and maybe prepare an ambush along somewhere between the manor and the Nightshade Hold. If I had to guess, as soon as word comes out that there's a big fight happening in the Nightshade Hold, they should be sending their military from the manor or somewhere along those lines. So if you set up a little ambush around here somewhere, that'd probably help out a big chunk. And we'd be able to jump in and join you guys pretty soon, too.
Either that or based on what they describe on the bastion, it might be. Maybe it's best that we say, like, save your people last. Because I can imagine trying to clear out and free their people might be a lot of work. I feel like.
No,
I
no,
feel like
wait, sorry. We're not. I'm not telling them to go into the bastion themselves. Some were kept in the animal pens. So if we can take those people, that should be a lot easier than actually. I mean, I'm agreeing. We should probably save the bastion for last once we've already cleared the rest out.
Okay.
So you will be in a condition to face the bastion once you cleared everything else out.
Yeah. Yeah. Just saying. Like.
We can start with the
Hopefully.
bastion, free everyone, and then head either to the Nightshade Hold or to the manor. We won't get all the treasure. We get 2/3 of it, and then just retreat.
Hmm.
Still dent them and yeah, less loot, but still, the less time we spend is probably better.
Yeah, we can.
Free what we can from the animal pens, take the bastion, and then either yeah, rush to the manor or the hold.
Yeah.
And just keep moving and try to lose the our tail, which we'll probably have.
If you've got some coin, the Skald says we could sow some chaos within the Leonin themselves. Not all of them are that loyal. There's some of them may be able to be swayed to help you out on the inside as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how much do you think would be enough to get them to fight for a different cause?
Well, I could start a little bit of a whisper war, plant some stories of betrayal. 250 gold, and I should be able to get some people to look the other way if they see anything suspicious. For the Leonin, of course, I can't say much for the elves. Those shadow dancers, they listen to Vespera and Vespera only. But the soldiers that work for Baneclaw, the ones that are at Fangrent Manor. They can be bribed.
All right.
Well, unfortunately, oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna give them, well, 250 gold and silver.
In silver?
Well,
Oh, 2,500 silver.
that's what I'm carrying the most of.
As Mikhail starts counting, I'll say
It's not
Thorgrim
a
just grabs his bag and tosses it to the Scold
Ah.
with the 600 gold he has.
Oh, I get you 600 gold. Okay.
Yeah, I gave him 600.
Oh, well, this should get you further than just avoiding some prying eyes. See what I can do.
Good. Then I suggest we get going. I'd rather spend least time as possible here. If they're heading to the Redden main village, I'd rather be there right now.
So, so right now the plan is like go to the annual pens and then the bastion, then our next stop in the Nightshade Hold. Is that our plan?
Probably not the best, probably not the hold, then we'll head to the manor if this is where most of the Shadow Claw are, and they will be bribed. So Bastion,
okay.
Manor, and then head south and out. Or maybe go to the hold afterwards, we'll see how we are.
Okay. Yeah. Understood.
That's my suggestion.
Yeah, well,
I'm
once
fine with
we
that.
can actually move through this and actually do this. So at this point, yeah, sorry, don't solidify too many plans because I am going to forget some of these things. I am
We're
sorry,
starting
but
at the Bastion
Okay.
either way. If we,
yeah, no, that,
Yeah.
worst case, we won't be able to even continue after the Bastion if we just take the third of the treasure and leave with the people. At least we get that.
yeah, no, that I I get that. You guys can obviously plan, but I'm gonna put you down on the map now as you approach the town. So, so where are you guys approaching from, and what are you? How are you entering the town? Are you trying to like disguise yourselves as soldiers as the Shield Maiden was suggesting, or are you guys just trying to sneak around?
It's probably easier if shield maidens get us in. Get us maiden.
And we have 600 gold for bribes just in case.
I mean, I think we're already a little bit disguised, so we'll probably just go along with that.
Yeah. So, are we coming out from the south? The southeast.
Well, I mean, if we
right?
were around southwest, then it wouldn't be too difficult for
Can move.
for us to head just
Yeah,
west.
just straight to the road. Yeah, if we're moving if we're disguised, no reason to go through the grass.
I can just put your token.
Yep.
I'm gonna leave the elves off for now because
They're with us.
they're with us. Plenty of tokens already. And then I'll just put the one of them. Yeah, as Eric is gonna say, well, I'm going to go see if I can put this to good work. If you need me, come and meet me at the Savage. It's that tavern just behind the market.
Oh man, they have a tavern too.
Like most towns, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was expecting these guys to just be raw brutal and stuff.
So you said you were approaching from
From the road. Head to the road and
Yeah, the
use
west
it if we're
side.
disguised.
It's all right. Everyone have your wits about you. There's going to be a checkpoint. This is where the gnolls work, so just keep your heads down.
Wait, the nose? That's not going to be an issue, is it?
Let's hope not.
Very good.
Great.
So on this map, each square is 30 feet. So we might even do combat on this map if it does come down to it. But
Damn.
use your imagination. As you approach, you will see that there is a large knoll standing in the middle of the road with like a small barricade just across the path, and you hear that kind of chittering laughter coming from the knoll as it turns and sees your group approaching. As it stands to its feet and looks down at the shield maiden, she'll say, "Right, it's me. I've got some new recruits. Just let us pass. And I'm going to need everyone to please make a deception check with advantage. Group check, but you'll have advantage."
School. Ah, whoops. I think I was rolling regular. Oh, I'll take that.
Okay.
Good thing it's a
Oh,
group
wait,
check.
whoops. Oh, never mind. I rolled mine wrong anyways.
Yeah, hit the.
You rolled persuasion.
I did, yes. Ooh.
There you go.
Okay, so who rolled bad?
Thalgrin rolled
Ah.
badly.
Looks like only the.
I don't know
So-
if they rolled bad.
Who rolled under
14.
11 is the.
Only Thalgrin.
So the knoll kind of, as Thelgrin's standing there, you see the knoll sniffs out and smells like different kind of deodorant, probably one that he's hunted before. And as he starts to move forward, the elves roll really well. So what did the elves do to, as you see, he starts noticing Thelgrin and getting suspicious, and the elves come to save. They distract him somehow. What do they do? In combat and try me.
Okay.
What do you guys do to keep up the facade?
Like I think Tyler would say, you smell all the druidic blood. This one could,
Tilts his head to look at you and lets out another one of those little laughs, and then just kind of takes a few steps back. As I'm trying to remember, can Noel speak? No, it says something in Noel, but kind of laughs as he believes you that you smell like that because you've killed plenty of people that smell like you. And with that, she goes, "Yeah, promising ones these. Come on," and he will let you pass.
Yeah.
As you make your way down, you pass by the bastion where you can see this is where the twins will separate from the group. So they go, "Right, we better get back to work. See you again soon." And uh, they both rush off to go and lift some heavy looking crates of food that is clearly being taken to the kitchens inside there.
All right, stay safe. Or as safe as you can.
Both give you the thumbs up as they make their way, but you will see on the opposite side of the road that there are 3 buildings, which it kind of looks like there's a petting zoo on the other side here, but not even a petting zoo, just a zoo. But you can see it kind of reminds you of the exotic animal collection that you saw at the Leonin King's palace.
Yeah,
But can
that-
you all
that-
give me anyone who want to look in there and see what might be in those enclosures? Can give me a perception check.
Mhm.
uh, oh, hit got 28.
Oh, really? Like, doesn't pop up on my end. That's odd.
Nice. And Mikil with an 18. Okay, so yeah, Mikil, that soul gem that you've crafted is going to kind of hum with energy as you are passing by, and you notice that in these enclosures, in each of them, there is a creature running around, like, and you realize that um, there are baby versions of that dragon. There are feathered dragon cubs that are in these enclosures.
Oh,
There is 3 of them.
oh man.
And the soul kind of reverberates, like calling out to them. And you remember from harvesting that dragon, it seemed like it was female. These must be its cubs. Hilton, you notice that in the uh, in each of these enclosures, there is another, like, cage in the middle of the enclosure that looks like it's a feeding cage, and you see in one of the closer ones, you see a man sitting there, a large man that he's got only one ear, and he's just sitting there, kind of trying to keep away from the bars, but he is locked in the middle of one of these dragon cub enclosures.
Hmm.
And this is where they're holding some of your people.
Are there any keys on the? Well, probably not. They're probably not hanging around here. But is there anyone like keeping guard on them?
I mean, you can see that there's the tower up above, and other than that, no, it doesn't look like there's too many. The patrols probably come past here often, but the knoll patrols that are here, um, they can probably see this, like from their guardhouse. There's probably gnolls in this area. So yeah, currently there's a gnoll standing watch, um, but it seems like the prisoners that have been thrown in there have been thrown in there as food for the dragons.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if there's like any like keys or like a jail keep or something along that.
Yeah, you can give it actually with that perception. Yeah, you can see he's probably got a set of keys. This is probably a rotating guard sort of situation. So he's probably got a ring of like an iron ring of keys on his hip, and you would assume that some of them probably open these cages.
Don't have spot in my turn.
Yeah, make
Oh wait,
sleight of
actually
hand.
no, never mind. actually probably it would probably be better for what's the face? Sherman and Kara over there to actually take out the people out here, and we'd be going into the bastion.
I mean, if you need sleight of hand, then I would be your guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's do that. Gonna bump a little bit like Miguel with the shoulder. It's like, or not shoulder, but elbow. Hey, see that guy? Looks like he has the keys. Can you try snagging them off of him? Also, guys, are we ready to rush into the bastion in case this goes south?
I'll ask a better question. Is the door to the bastion open?
Is the door to the bastion locked?
No, not locked or not. Just, is it open?
No.
We don't know if it's locked until I check.
Yeah, it's a large sort of stone, like not quite a castle, but you know, it's
Yeah, the big gates.
well, so there's some archways, some stone archways that uh, um, most of them don't seem to have gates in them. But you saw that the twins went and helped, that they were carrying things in through a route that is easily open, and there's probably a back door that's open. But then there are large, like, bolted wooden gates on the front doors of this bastion. That there is a knoll standing guard outside there, but only one, kind of standing across the street from each other, telling jokes in knoll and then laughing about them. Pretty sure none of you speak knoll, so I don't have to roll.
I think it's an option. I don't think it's an option when we choose languages.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is.
Alright. Oh, so should I try pickpocketing this guy or?
Yeah, why not?
Right.
Yeah, go right.
May the Lord have mercy.
Fine,
on
okay.
me. Uh,
And
and I'm gonna flash of genius myself for 21.
Very smart man.
okay, he is actively on guard, standing here. He rolled a
Horrible
nat
lad.
one, and yeah, the
Very
first
well.
dice was a nat one. We're going to go with that. As the guard across the road says something that he finds so incredibly funny that he like throws his head back in laughter, and you just, as your group is kind of moving past, he doesn't even pay you any attention as you manage to swipe the ring of keys, and you notice that it has got multiple keys on it. It's probably not just for these enclosures, but for the cells inside, and possibly uh, they might get you into the bastion itself as well. Like you are in the bastion technically. This is just, yeah, but you've got the ring of keys.
All right.
And the Noel doesn't even seem to notice that he's been robbed.
All right. I'll give the keys to Shelter.
Huh?
I said I'll give the keys to Shelter.
Yeah, and Cody, he just looks at you with surprise. He's like, huh? Wait,
Well, you wanted
what
them.
am I? What? Again? Oh, jeez, those are way more than the ones that we need for the thing. Oh, look at that! They got a bunch of kids. Or that thing had children. And I think they're
Seems like
trying to.
it.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to feed what I meant to it.
Well, unfortunately, I think your man's gonna have to wait.
Yeah, if we try to open the enclosures, the tower will see us.
Yeah. I mean, he's surviving this long. Now I'm just surprised. Right, Bastion it is. So, do we just waltz in? Oh,
We can join the twins. Grab a crate.
Me too.
all right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
Go.
The shield maiden makes her way sort of into the market to try and stay inconspicuous, but just whispers, "Don't worry, we'll flash back to the plan again later. Good luck."
What?
As yeah, because she doesn't remember mainly because I don't know what your plan is right now, but you can definitely do that with the twins. Try and follow them in, grab some crates. It seems like that is they're kind of just already doing the job. You could easily slip in there.
All right.
Right, wonderful.
She's right outside if you need the shield man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a shit ton of keys. Now we just need to figure out where the safe would be, or where they would keep the hoard, this portion of the hoard.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna be
Essentially.
able to like leave with how much treasure it'll be.
If not,
I
then
mean,
what's the fucking point?
Mikhail has that bag of holding actually.
We're here for the treasure, no.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if
Then
it's
why are you asking?
well, because I'm trying to figure out how much of it they have. Like, if they have like enough to
maybe
fill an
when we
entire
see
room, I
it.
don't know if we can do that.
Let's try and find it first before we speculate on how we're going to carry it.
Yeah. I mean, Mikhail does have a bag of holding.
Like, Hilda, I understand the concern, but we kind of have to walk before we can run.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking because actually, where would I put my horse? Oh, holy crap! Did I leave him at the city?
I think you can summon.
Yeah, you think that?
Yeah, if you assuming you left your mounts at that campsite, or did you ride them into town?
I mean, if we could, I want to be riding my mount.
That would be a lot more suspicious. Like it's
Yeah.
not often that you see someone with a mount, but you totally could.
Mm,
Yeah.
It just
especially now we're through.
will increase the
uh,
DC.
Okay, yeah, no.
I say.
In that case,
Yeah, I say leave.
he'll stay a little bit outside where we had our camp earlier.
Well,
But yeah, summoning him in probably not difficult to do. Like they are nearby.
Do we see from where we are, like, how tall the tower is and if how many people are there?
Yeah, you can see it's not exceptionally tall, but it can probably see down into the farmlands, probably to the like uh, to the edge of the map here on the left, and then you've got like a radius
Yeah.
around the tower that can see most of the area you've like, or this open area is the main thing that it's looking out on. Sorry, I can see it on mine. It's hard to explain.
No, it looks
it's
south. The tower looks southwest.
it's a circular tower, so it can see
Yeah.
all around, but it's not tall enough to see the entire village, and it's probably only manned by one uh, by one guard, maybe. Like when I say one, sorry, in
One
in my
team?
term, it's like one group. It would be like a group of minions, kind of. So not many guards, but if the king is here, they would double the guard. So currently, there's probably a couple of guards inside the bastion, but there's probably only ever one or two in the tower at any given time. Like it's not that secure, this place, especially seeing as you guys are currently lifting some things and making your way into the kitchens without much trouble from the gnolls who are standing guard currently.
Yep.
I
Let's
will
use
need
the
another.
opportunity.
I will need another stealth or deception check here, your choice. And if you want to add any like flavor or magic or anything as you're doing this, let me know.
A different
Okay,
play,
so
but
regular.
getting in is a step. Let's see.
Oh crap!
Oof.
Oh crap!
I'm not very deceptive.
More than I might be. Yeah. I think. Yeah. 20.
Yes.
That should be enough to convince them a little bit.
Oh wait, that was right. I'll use magical guidance. Deception.
Good grabs.
Fucking tissue.
There you go, 16. Right, Carmilla, it is your turn. Like deception and stealth roll.
I'm going blind. I thought that's it. Perception. Yeah. Who hasn't rolled? Just come on. Was that? Oh, no. Was that 2 from Mikil? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, is this a good?
So, so Trimia and Mikil, this is going to be bad for you.
Oh really? Oh man, I
Oh
read
no,
that.
sorry, Trimia. I didn't see your magical guidance. Sorry, I was just reading the roll.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So as you're looking in, no one seems to pay you much attention as you all kind of follow behind the twins, and you make your way into the kitchens. But as you're making your way in, you will see a gnoll with a cleaver that is standing there chopping meat. And as you walk past him, Mikil, he kind of stops and sniffs at the air, and then looks at you, and it's like he smells that cooked dragon meat, and just kind of like blocks you from the rest of the crew. You're like walking in through the back of the kitchens, and he just steps in front of you as the rest of your group uh, have made it past him, and you're just carrying a crate of food. What are you going to do?
Mikkel's gonna burp, and then it's gonna ask, "What? I just ate. Is the problem?"
What?
It it makes a couple of gestures, like angrily waving this butcher's knife at you, and like pointing to the food that he's preparing, which is clearly not dragon meat. It does not smell half as good as what you just burped up. He seems angry, but you can give me an insight check to try and understand him, unless you've got something else that you think might apply.
I do not. Oof. That's gonna be a 7.
Yeah, you've pissed him off somehow by burping in his face, and now he seems to be threatening to kill you with a knife. And he's big. I mean, he's a gnoll is not a small creature, so he's uh, about as big as the Leona now. But he still is looking down at you, and he's got like an apron on, and like
Can
a chef's
we
hat, all of it covered in blood.
can we hear it? Like as we pass?
Oh yeah, screeching. This hyena scream, like as he's shouting at Mikhail and pointing at the food and waving his butcher's cleaver at him.
I'll motion
That
to
was
the
a
rest of
attack.
the group to continue going as I'll place my crate down and quietly approach the knoll from behind.
He doesn't hear you over the sound of the boiling cauldron of oil next to him, and the rest of the group with those stealth checks. The You and the twins are able to stop anyone else from entering the kitchen right now. It seems it's just you guys and the shed.
Yeah, then I'll try to like kick him behind the knee so he drops down, and then grab his head and shove it in the cauldron and keep it there.
Okay, yeah. So this, like, Mikkel, you're seeing him approach. You might be able to like keep his attention, maybe if you're trying to help.
I will
That
drop.
would-
I will drop the crate I'm carrying on his toes. Like, oh, sorry. This is my first time carrying boxes, you know.
I'm not gonna
Okay,
lie.
so
I thought you were gonna burp again.
maybe it might be a combo move. Let's see. So, Thalgrim, you will have advantage on this.
Athletics, I assume.
Yeah, athletics. If you're just trying to knock his legs out.
Yeah, I want to throw him, like shove his head into the cauldron, but maybe more complex
Okay,
move.
well, let's one second.
Yeah.
Oh hell yes. Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he drops the Mikkel drops the crate on his foot. He lets out the screech, and then his knee buckles as uh, you knock him down onto the ground here. You're kind of holding his head. Yeah, you can easily dunk it in the oil, but it kind of falls at Mikkel, like looking up at Mikkel in confusion.
Yeah, I'll go to step 2 now and shove his head in the, the cauldron.
And
I'll just burp in his face as is this happening. Like not Fulgurins, but the hyenas, the gnolls.
yeah, I wonder, is there like food in Conan? Is it like some kind of stew?
It's burning oil.
Yeah, it's about to be deep fried
Surprising
knoll.
nuggets.
Yeah.
You can roll for me 60-10, please.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Oh, 60-10. Okay. That's not very good rolls.
That'll be enough though. What happens here is you kill this gnoll and what is it? You can describe what it leaves behind. This the mess.
It's like when you drown someone in water, but it's burning oil. I keep him down
Jeez.
there so it muffles his screams. I just when he stops moving, I just drag him out and flop him on the floor, like in Hitman when you drown someone in a toilet.
Yeah, it is very Hitman-esque as you drop the body off the ground. It's boiled
A very
face.
red head now, fully
Yeah,
red.
peeling off the eyes half hanging out of the skull, but no one seems to have heard any of that. And you now have a dead body in the kitchen, and the twins are kind of standing at the door, going, "Oh, might be some others soon. Might want to do something about him."
Can I try stuffing him in my crate?
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of like food crates and empty crates here. You've um, tossed the
Yeah,
stuff out of
I'll
the
help
one you
him.
just dropped. Yeah, easy enough. You hide the body in the crate. No checks necessary for that one.
Wonderful.
How many? So this faction has like food and everything, right?
We had a kitchen, so probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't
Because
they they are feeding an army of Leonin, so there's a
okay.
lot of meat coming through here. There's the hunters have been busy. Yeah, there's quite a lot of
Ooh,
food,
okay.
but it's mostly meat.
Because I want to do something to the food. I want to use the dragon bloods that I found the from the Shadowclaw, Ezrava Shadowclaw, and essentially it's gonna put, it's gonna put it within the food.
Okay, yeah, you'll
Yeah.
see that what the chef was preparing was all meat that's probably going to go to the longhouse. So yeah, if you want to drug that food, you
Yeah.
absolutely can.
Let me. Yeah. I see this. Oh, it pops up in chat. Yeah. Yep. Just gonna put that in.
Trymere spikes the next shipment of food going to the longhouse with dragon's blood, and just as he finishes tampering with the food here, um, you guys are gonna like as the other two are kind of shoving the crate back to the back of the kitchen. There is going to be a knock on the door as a Leonin steps in and says, "Hey, you ready with that meat yet? Oh, well, you must be the new recruit. So where's the chef? Must have a whole delivery of meat to pick up, but I don't see anyone."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the meat should be here. Then helping move around the crates. Uh, mm,
Yeah, I think he accidentally touched the burning oil. I think he went to bandage himself, but yeah, the meat should be ready.
Damn putsy nose. And you can give me a deception check, please. The Trymere with advantage um
okay. A
from
deception
Dahlgren.
check. Wait. Oh wait. For me or Talgren?
From
Deception.
you. I'm giving you advantage on deception.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna use guidance. I gotta reroll that.
yeah, as he's kind of taking the crate of meat that you're giving him, and he's
12.
giving
I
you.
don't know if that's enough.
Flash
He
of
kind of
genius. And that's the last one
Yeah.
of today.
17.
okay. So with the 17, yeah, what does the flash of genius actually look like as you see him starting to get suspicious of Trymere here as he takes the meat and he kind of sniffs at it, and you're not sure if he's smelling Trymere or the tainted meat, but he definitely looks suspicious for a moment. And you see that you're like in a kitchen. That he he looks suspicious, but you may be able to give him an explanation here with that flash of genius.
I'm sorry if it stinks a little. You know, my friend over there, he fell in horse poop earlier, so his odor is probably rubbing off.
Come
Elves are
on,
very
you.
clumsy as well. I deflect it to make sure he's talking about the elven friend.
Yeah.
I mean, you do look like you're covered in shit. Really, you shouldn't be working in the kitchens. Give me that. Oh, is that what this disgusting? And you see he kind of like notices some of the dragon's blood on the meat that looks like off-colored from the blood that should be there, and he just sniffs at it and just shakes his head and then makes his way out. The 17 being a success, he doesn't question you too much, and he will make his way back out onto the street with your delivery of
Okay.
drugged meat. So I'm going to mark that down here. So
Yep.
Okay, I'll keep moving.
I imagine they're.
Mm.
I imagine they're gonna get like really addicted to the meat. They're like, oh, this meat is really good for some reason. No, 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 no. Dragon blood is addictive.
definitely gonna be interesting to see what happens. But hopefully we're not here to see when it happens. I'd like to be gone before that. Let's keep looking.
Yep, let's look for that.
Yeah, before we continue, you guys have a moment of safety here in the kitchen. I will be right back.
Alright.
Okay. Damn. Yeah, my unlucky rolls made 3d20 rolls and got a 7. It was the highest. Plus 5, 12. Sucks.
I'm just glad we managed. Otherwise it would have been another
It will be like
dead
that.
corpse in a hand.
We're gonna try to drown this guy as well, you know.
Yeah,
Your
true.
oil?
Yeah, so there's enough oil.
I feel like
Just
this is
keep
gonna turn
luring
into a
them in
bit.
there and drowning everyone in the village one at a
What if
time.
we just get the twins to
con-
carry the
yeah,
pot of
convince
oil
Sasha.
around?
To the burning pot of oil.
Yeah. I can put on some like thick gloves or mittens or something.
It's going to offer to send them up the tower to make sure no one is watching. We'll
Although I
be
do
clean
wonder,
down here.
yeah.
Mm.
Although I do wonder if they'll eat the meat now. They think there's horse poop on it. But I guess if they're hungry enough. They're hungry enough.
I'll be honest with you. If they're feeding an army, they wouldn't really care.
They probably wouldn't tell them there's horse poop on it.
Yeah. The food automatically has to be of a lower quality. The higher the
Yeah.
quantity. Unless you have a lot of money
Well, they
and a
did
lot of
recently
people.
acquire a dragon horde.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to use it on food.
But they were using it on military resources.
But food is like
Raising
never
dead is
very
probably very expensive.
But they clearly don't really spend much money on armor.
I mean, I can craft armor. I just need the ore and the
You
time.
just need ore and a lot of time.
Yeah, I think like, well, with the current rules, it takes like 40 hours or 20 checks to make a piece of armor.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
like,
Depending on the quality.
yeah, like, yeah. If I want to make plate mail or plate armor, I'll have to like 56 hours
Really?
or 28
For just a
checks.
normal plate?
Yeah. I mean, I did wonder like if we should use like the like longer rules where like since this is a sandbox game, so like every check is 8 hours instead of 2 hours, which would take the plate armor from well 56 hours up to that's math
A lot.
224 hours or approximately 10 days of non-stop working.
Yeah, but I don't think you can non-stop work.
I'm not an elf, so
It's
I can't
time.
trust that to become an undead.
Teach Carmilla to grab all the elves and they will work when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And
We're
then, when
missing
you
out
wake up,
dwarves.
it is plate boots.
Just a plate. Just a giant metal plate.
The thing
Like,
is, when as downtime when you're crafting, like you can spend days crafting things like that. But also remember when you go to waypoints on your expeditions, that's generally the place where you're supposed to spend a whole day there. That's like you spend a day, set up a camp, you do your crafting, so you can spend that day at the waypoint, like spending 8 hours crafting.
yeah.
But
And on that note, I've also just like, you know, been using it like I only craft one thing at a time, which I don't have to do. Like I can have multiple projects going at the same time. Just
But
need
there should be a downtime section on your character sheet that I remember we used to use for
We
the
use in
early
Key
days.
Game.
Like one,
Oh, is there?
But that I don't know if we still have that, but you might be able to actually track what you're making on there and how many hours.
Yeah. For now, I just made like a budget like feed that just like has
There
changes.
is. You just need to access it via the legacy sheet.
Oh yeah, I see.
Basically, just turn it from the default sheet to legacy sheet. Then you can see the downtime.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was showing up on the new sheets. I think there's an update. Yeah, the new sheet is probably
Could be it's hidden somewhere. What?
wasn't like it had a whole separate tab. I don't know why it doesn't show up anymore. It used to be under the biography tab.
Huh. Okay.
But yeah, but I mean it's also we may just be able to add it as like an item and then just keep there's a million ways to track things.
Yeah.
I thought there was an easy. So you can make it a quest. That might be an easy way.
We'll do that. Yeah. But yeah, for now I just have it as a feed. But yeah, I'll just have to do some thinking. But either way,
Oh shit! I just saw the time. Damn. Okay. Man, I hate
Okay.
daylight savings.
Being
It messes with me so much. 1 hour, like underprepared. I always think we've got a whole hour left, but that's fine. That means I will actually be able to fully prepare a map here. Oh, that I totally forgot. They're visible on the mapping, and I just forgot that they were up there. But in the tower of this bastion, you would have seen it's not gnolls up there in the tower. Uh, there are bird folk, these like kenku looking motherfuckers up there.
Is
okay.
that a scientific term?
Yes.
Uh, yes, in the south, in Kiga, yes, but here they are called Malphas or storm crows. But that's what you saw up in the tower, keeping watch. But you guys are in the kitchens. You have killed the chef. You've drugged the meat, sent that off, and uh, you are now inside the the bastion. There are other guards inside here. You know that there are going to be several floors above you that will lead up into a tower at the highest point, and uh, the the other guards told you that uh, there was a dungeon here. So that means that there are going to be floors below you as well that are used as prison cells, where there may be more of the wolves. So you guys are currently in the kitchens. What are you going to do as we wrap up tonight's session?
I was going to offer to send the twins up to the top of the tower, but if there are multiple floors up, that might be problematic.
I mean, not that many.
Yeah, I
It's not
say
that
we.
tall, but
Yeah.
the tower would be the third floor. You guys are on the first floor.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to free the prisoners, or do you want to clear out the bastion above first, make sure they don't raise any alarms?
Well, there's no reason for them to raise any alarms unless they look through the crates.
You're not allowed on the top floors, but we can move around on the ground floor easy. They also probably won't let us into the dungeon, but There'll only be one guard down there. So yeah, you
Can
can.
clear the tower then first, like clear up.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
send
yeah,
them to
say
go and
yeah.
do one thing and you guys do another, or are you all just gonna try and?
It is like one guy down there. We can send the twins down.
Yep.
Only take one guy. Like if like the smaller amount, and we handle the rest.
We get the dungeons. You get the tower. Fist bump,
Right.
and you see.
And oh wait, first we get them the keys to the cell.
Are you giving them the keys?
Yeah, to the
I mean,
cell
yeah, they're
in
gonna
the
be
basins.
needing
Yeah.
them.
I mean, you wouldn't know which one is for the cell.
Yeah.
There's just a
No
ring of
problem, I
keys.
don't.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just tossing over the entire keychain or key ring.
Is that all? So the twins are holding the keys. I just want to make sure that if you come to another lock that you may have had a key for, it'll be on
Hmm.
Maybe on them, yeah.
there. They may
Oh,
be
dude,
able
I
to.
just saw the little things on these
Alright,
things. They
so
look adorable.
okay, we'll hold on to them. We'll hold on to them.
Pretty sure they can get to any lock.
If you give it to them, they might be able to open the dungeons if that works, but you don't know.
Yeah, there might be like other locks above. Never know.
They can probably maybe break any locks down there. Worst case, we will just head down there and open the locks real quick.
Yeah.
We'll keep the keys.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
yeah, that one of them will lift his two axes. The other one picks up a flail and a shield, and uh, they prepare to casually leave the kitchen and head down to the dungeon. There are going to be 4 other guards on the ground floor, but none of them are suspicious at this point. 2 are Leon and 2 are Knowles.
Should we start from the first floor or try head up first?
Well, they will be able to see you if you're trying to head up the
Oh, okay.
sort of stairs,
Yeah, we're not allowed, so you have to take them out.
unless you want to climb up the side of the building.
That's the easy way. Let's just do that.
Yeah, I was going to.
You can either try and sneak past the guards on the inside or the guards in the tower, and you could do both. But if you're all heading towards the tower, anyway.
Mhm.
You'll only, like, if you think about it like Hitman style, once you get onto the second floor, you're trespassing. So
Yeah.
currently, it's all good, but as soon as you head upstairs, any guards up there are going to be suspicious. But it wouldn't be hard to get straight to the tower staircase as soon as you get up there. Like you could easily get to the tower, but you'll have to avoid their eyes. So
Let's just clear them out first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so you're gonna attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Jump on them.
Then you know what? Because we know that you can beat 2 Knolls and 2 Leon. We're not going to do a full combat encounter for this one. We're going to end tonight's session as you guys described to me how you burst out of the kitchens and take out a couple of guards down here on the first floor. But I will just ask for one attack roll from everyone to decide whether your attack, the part of your attack went well or not. You can kind of use that to base your description off.
Okay. I imagine with advantage because we surprised them.
Yeah, with advantage, of course. As the twins are also running out, like they will be able to help you out as well.
Okay. I didn't go so well.
By the way, the elves are with us, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
we've moved to.
Okay, yeah. No,
Yeah, well,
I just tried remembering if they were here, but we just like obviously we don't need the tokens out. I just kind of forgot for a second.
I'll tell you what. I'll say they give uh Trymere +1 to his roll there, which would make it a hit. So you are all going to land your attacks. It would hit the Knolls, the shocking grasp on a 15. So Finway and Ariana are each giving you that +1. But what does it look like as you guys run out there and take them down? Describe the scene as we close the session.
I can actually imagine. I hope you guys don't mind me describing it for all of you. You guys don't mind?
Well, I have a description for myself.
Describe it for
Okay,
yourself
go ahead.
for Trymere, and you can describe for the other elves, but let the other players describe their own actions.
Okay, understood. Yeah,
Well,
I can imagine for Triver, he shocks the face, and then his other 12 companions like sword to the leg from Ariana, and then axe to like to the back, and then shocking grass in the face on one knoll.
yeah, I'll go to one of the Leonin and like call to him in Leonin, and when he turns, I just like slash his neck very close and continue walking. And he just drops.
Oh yeah. Just imagine coming up, just rushing towards one of the knolls, impaling it, and it's like you can see the fun.
Or is the barbarian become the subtle one?
You can't all be like goblins and just be like, surprise, motherfucker, and cleave them in twain.
You say subtle, but that guy's like gargling up blood, like he collapsed, like it's a movie. But as you walk away, feeling all cool, he's still lying in the corner, just leaving a mess. That
When they
does
say
leave.
clean,
Yeah, that both of the knolls are down. That leaves the one Leonin, and then you see a door to a bathroom, like a chamber pot, open as another knoll walks out, sort of fixing his loincloth.
I wait for one of the Leonin, so there will be another no level.
Yeah. So there's one Leonin and one knoll. What do you guys? Delta and Mikkel. I don't think we've heard from you guys yet.
Yeah, Mikkel's gonna go up to or rush up to the knoll, putting out his blade, stabbing him in the back. And then, as the knoll is looking down on the sword that's poking through his chest, yeah, the fire rune will come into effect, and he'll get burnt to a crisp.
Oh yeah. So he's about to let out that laugh, but it's flames that come from his mouth as his eyes pop and fire bursts out of both of the sockets, leaving that one last Leonin to you, Kelter. You do have the twins with you if you want to add them into your description.
Nah, it's fun. I'll kick kick the Leonin forward as he's stumbling back a little bit. I'll throw 2 daggers, each towards the palms of his hand, pinning him to the wall. And as he's opening his mouth to scream, I shove the rapier straight through the tongue and out the back of his throat.
Right. It's good to have you back, boss. One of the big guys says, and then good luck. And they head down to the tower as you guys clear the first floor and make your. I mean, they go down to the dungeon to clear the first floor and head up to the tower. That is where we will end tonight's session.